Good morning. Welcome to Banter with RichiebB Live.
Near these huts.
Yep.
There's something going on here.
Behind us after. The trees were fucking moving everywhere. Yeah, bro. Goosebumps.
Maddox, you were with me. We looked this way. It was not like this.
Welcome to Banter with RichiebB. Yo, what's up, everybody? Oh, yeah, that's right. He's back. Yeah, we've seen it for a while. Oh, I'm live. Look at that. Say hi, Wojo.
Hi, Wojo.
Yo, what's happening? Welcome to Banter RichiebB, baby. What's up? Good to see everybody here, man. Oh, boy, do we got a show tonight. Do we finally have a much anticipated guest? This guy rarely knows how to pull a teaser. You know what I'm saying? Oh, gonna be a 1 week, gets the flu. Gonna be a next week, oh, something's broken. I think he's up to something, man. He's playing us. This Kelly Porter guy, he's a genius when it comes to marketing. Listen, man, I want to welcome everybody in. If you were part of that live investigation, it was actually our longest live investigation, 3 hours and 49 minutes. And it was pretty lit, man. If you missed out on that, please go over to the YouTube channel and check it out. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. All Banter with RichiebB. Make sure you check that out. We are the gold sponsor of the Cobble Mountain Critter Festival, and we have one of their guest speakers here tonight as a guest of ours and a friend of ours, by the way, from the New Hampshire Bigfoot Society. The one, the only Kelly Porter is here, and we are super stoked to have him. We're going to talk a little bit tonight about everything. I want to know what's up with Kelly. I want to know where he went to school. I want to know what his favorite outfit is. Yeah, that's it. No, we're going to talk about all kinds of things tonight. We're going to have a lot of fun. I want you guys to participate. I might even drop a link in the comments. And if somebody would like to come on screen and ask Kelly a question themselves, like a little reporter that they are, then I would love for you to do that. That would make me very, very happy. I'd like to see more of that interaction with you guys when it comes to the podcast. A lot of interaction when we're out on our live events. Catch us over on Dark Realm TV, by the way. We are on every Roku TV in the world right now. You can go over there right now, subscribe for $4.99, and you can see all kinds of different, not just us, man. There's all kinds of paranormal stuff, horror stuff. It's an unbelievable channel. It's like the I can't say the name because of monetization, but it's like one of those other subscriptions that you get. But this one has the real people, you know, not production, basically not production as far as investigating goes. We have some exclusive stuff coming over to Dark Realm TV. Make sure you check that out, Dark Realm TV, where fear lives, as Wojo says. The Amazon Fire Stick. We're on every Amazon Fire Stick in the world. That is there. That is also there. So definitely check them out. Okay. We are live on YouTube. If you are on my personal Facebook page, it is easier for me to see your comments. If you jump over to the Banter with RichiebB Facebook page, I can see your comments. I would love for everybody to participate. Also, or you can go over to my YouTube and do that as well. Also, tonight's topic is Grassman. I want to see some knowledge thrown around here. And it's cool because we got a Bigfoot guy. We got a Grassman topic. Let's go. What else do you want? Let's get our friggin' co-host in here. Tired of listening to myself already. I've been on the air for, what 30 seconds? Well, it just feels like 4 minutes. Everybody, welcome to the stage. The one, the only, the Wojo.
Yo, hello, and happy Saturday. We are home of the I almost broke the screen.
Dude,
let's go. Hey, Rich, guess what today is?
Saturday.
No, it's Kelly Porter Day. Yeah. I got you, Jelly. Oh,
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Kelly Porter Day is live and happening at the Banter with Richie B broadcast. Back to you, Mojo. Radio voice got broken out early. You know it's going to be a shit show when radio voice comes out early, right?
oh yeah, absolutely.
Right. Check it out. I think for maybe the second time ever, Henry was first. Hello, Henry. Wow, I made it on time. He's surprised he owns a watch, apparently. What's up, Henry? Good to see you, buddy. Sparky is here.
Hey.
I was ready for spring. Then today we got like 4 inches of snow. Well, you live in Idaho in the mountains. What do you think was going to happen, bro? I am so waiting to get out as soon as possible to see what I can find. I'm sure you are waiting to just get out.
Yeah.
From the pictures I've seen, bro.
Get that truck out of there.
Guy's in a tundra, a frozen tundra.
Yeah.
And Miss Jean Tewksbury is here
Hey,
from
Jean.
Maine, over in Maine with the big cats. She's got the big cats, man. You got to check her out. Her research is awesome, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Talking to her about some things, and she was showing me this map of Maine she has with all the sightings and stuff. Not just of like cats, but like Dogman, Bigfoot. Just amazing researcher. Please check her stuff out. Oh, and by the way, our boy Sparky is trying to get his Facebook up to 900. He only needs 2 more. If you ain't following Sparky's Paranormal and Outdoors, you are locking and slacking. Let's go. Get over there and get those other 2, please. Get him.
I think he already hit that, Rich.
What, just now?
Yeah. I thought I saw a message that he hit it.
Oh, never mind. All right. Leave and then come back. Make 900. Thank you. How's that? Pretty good. Tourist girl is in the house from the UK.
Hey, Taurus girl from the UK.
She's on our live today, our live event out in the woods, broadcasting on another Sasquatch adventure. I climbed a tree and put a game camera in, which now I find I have to go adjust. That's a good thing. I slid down the tree and hit my gooch.
I heard crunching.
Yeah, there was a little. Well, I'm pretty sure my partner over here that was holding the phone zoomed in. I looked down and he's
I
like,
just didn't want you to land on me.
Oh, I looked down and there's a camera like 5 feet from my crotch. Not even 5 feet, 5 inches from my crotch. He's like, hey, look what you hit. Yeah, I know what I hit, bro.
Hey, you know what that makes us?
Gucci's.
Nutty buddies. Boom!
Yeah, that's fucking weird, didn't it? Sorry about that. Ron in Florida's here. What's up, Vexley?
Hey, Ron, what's going on, brother?
Miss him out in our lives, yelling at us, telling how to do things right. That's always a pleasant experience.
He's my #1 fan. I cannot shit on Ron.
Ron will, your #1 fan. He will. He'll tie you down to a bed and break your ankles with a 2x4. #1 fan. Tell me what movie that is. Mary Newbert says hello. I love you, Mary. I always say I love you to my Mary. Sparky says I was down to 2 inches. Now it's building again. Was it
okay?
Is
I know.
Is it Blue Chew? my boy's like Blue Chew. I was down to 2 inches, and boy, and I'm building again. Good for you.
Wow.
All right, thanks for sharing that. Big Andy's in the house. We missed him today.
BPA.
We saw him on the live on the phone, but we almost got to see him in person. Cass is here. Hey, everyone. Hand pink waving. Hey.
Where's Cass? Where you from, anyways? Where's Cass from?
Cass, where you from?
Yeah.
Tell the truth.
Great to see you on here, bud.
Yeah, thank you for stopping by. And there is our producer, our amazing producer. Our executive producer is MIA. I don't know where she was this evening. That's okay. We still
amazing Sam.
Bobby Lee, the executive producer of the show. Thank you, Bobby Lee, for everything you do. And our producer of the show, Sam, from Sam's Pretty Paranormal. If that's not an all-star team, I don't know what is. Along with Heidi Gold from doing social networking. Thank you so much, Heidi, for all the work you do, and Sam for all the work you do. She's the one that makes those awesome thumbnails that you see. Let's see. Everybody loves Sam. They're all yelling Sam.
He's Tennessee. Nice.
He's Tennessee. TKB's from Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah. TKB. Hopefully he stops in. Hopefully he said he had some storms going on. I hope he's all right, man.
Yeah, Cass. Some through Missouri, Arkansas. I mean, bad tornadoes, man.
TKB lost power earlier, and his generators had to kick in or something.
Oh, jeez. Praise to you all.
Hello, Icy Spirits. How are
Hey,
you?
Icy.
You can find Icy Spirits over on Facebook. Just look up Icy Spirits and make sure you give a follow. 100%.
I think she's been too busy by the pool area that I noticed. It's great to see her that she's out and smiling.
Yeah. So Taurus says, what's Grassman? Never heard of it. Well, Taurus, this is where you come in. You need to find that out. My little guy's upstairs killing people, I think. All right, here we go. There you go. D-Hoot, first sighting of the Ohio Grassman is dated to 1869. D-Hoot, I am very impressed right out the gate with you, my dear, because it's something that she wants to talk about. If you talk about anything else, she's like, oh, my God, I got to go do something else. This is ridiculous. Well, D-Hoot had a great idea, by the way, and I am going to bring it to the I'm going to turn it into reality. D-Hoot said if you made BanterWithRichieB calendars that she would buy multiple of them. So I suggested me and Wojo walk around without our shirts on. Clearly, what D-Hoot corrected me and said that ain't the calendars that she was thinking of. But so I apologize to everybody, especially you fellas out there. Wojo and I will still have our shirts on. We will not paint our bodies in that beautiful highlight yellow that we talked about, just to accentuate our masculinity. We're going to actually make a calendar up of the evidence that we have found, from prints to structures, maybe a couple of hello pictures from us, whatever the case might be, highlights from the show. But we're going to have a variation of calendars and a series of calendars coming out from Banter with Richie B. So watch for your 2025, 2026 Banter WithRichieB calendars. They will be coming out. I will let you know the price once I look them up later, because I got to kind of mock them up and see what the cost is. So D-Hoot, we accredit you with that beautiful idea. Thank you, D-Hoot. You're still going to be charged, so no favors. Beat it. Sorry, just kidding. Let's see. Jim Lewis is here. Who's this guy?
J-Lou.
Who is that guy?
What's up, brother?
He's in our opening too, where he does the alarms because the producer is here, and then we don't hardly ever hear from the dude.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I'm just gonna say hi to you all, so I don't have to say hi 25 times. Yep. Yep. Makes sense, Ronald. BanterWithRichieB.com. What's that? Okay, thank you. And you know what? I am gonna put out my code. Chet's here. What's up, Chet? Oh, Chet would have really loved our investigation today on our live event.
Yeah.
Chet, because Chet's a technical researcher, I like to call him. He's very technical. He breaks things down as close to scientific as he can with a subject that's not scientific. So make sure you check Ted out. Look, I can't keep up with these comments. I love this. Damian Smith, always a pleasure, Richie. Damian,
what's going on, Damo?
What is up?
Oh yeah, Damian. Today's Wheel of Weird is Grassman. So if you know anything or you want to look it up, Grassman, it's up your ass.
That's a good guy to hook. Good job there. I see what you did there. I know what's going on. Because once you get Damian's little ADD brain going, it's like a gerbil on a wheel. On crack.
I want some cheese.
I'm gerbil on a wheel on crack. Gerbil on a wheel on crack. Gerbil on a wheel, gerbil on a wheel, gerbil on a wheel on crack. You guys are welcome. All right, here we go. I got to get through. Oh, Elder's here. Hello, Elder. Elder was part of the investigation, a big part of the investigation today, actually.
Yeah.
Talked about me hugging the tree and meditating when I already had done it. That's creepy.
That was creepy, man. I'm like, what?
I heard you say it, yeah. Chet has some great we had a great week. Artifacts, footprints, and hair samples. Yep. Great researcher. Chet, you should make plans to come on our show, by the way. I'd like to have you on our show. So listen, we've waited a ton of time for this guest. We have waited a month, basically. Yeah, it's been a month. And he hasn't been on. And we've had incidents of why. You know what I mean? And tonight, we've tested it. We saw his face. We heard his voice. He looks beautiful, has a very sensual voice. I know Wojo had to settle down a little bit. I had to tell him to back off. I know Mike Tinsley would get very upset if you were buddying up with Mr. Porter. So without any further ado, as they say, to be very cliche, yeah, here we go. Thank you, Chet. For those who want to check out this week's find, go to Central, just one Central Virginia Bigfoot Research, Central Virginia Bigfoot Research on Facebook. Check out Chet and everything he does with his team over there. They have a great researcher. And again, Chet, I'd love you to come on. Tim Vogel is here. So make sure you check out, once again, Central Virginia Bigfoot Research, okay? All right, awesome. Mama Bear Claw had a live and I didn't see it?
Yeah, I didn't see
I didn't see that. Well, I got the notifications, bro. What is that all about? Hang on, I want to do the classic over here. There we go. And there is the merch store, everybody. Wojo says buy the merch. Make sure you get over there and check out some of the cool items we have, from beanie hats to flex hats to trucker hats to polo shirts to Wojo shirts, by the way. There's the Banter Squad shirts you want to check out. We got stickers for $10. We got youth tees with the richieb logo for $20. We have patches, I think, for what, $15 or something. And I don't know if I could put calendars on there yet, but I will. But
coffee mugs. I mean, it's.
I want to make calendars so we can bring them when we go to our places that we go to. You know what I mean? We got a couple of big events we're doing this summer. So
Yeah, we'll put one by the gifting chair.
Yeah, and maybe maybe our library tour as well.
Yeah.
So in case you haven't heard, Wojo and I are putting together slowly, because it takes time with these people, is a library tour. So we want to get out and make sure we're the ones that we want our phones to ring and try to help people through what they are. Anyways, enough about Wojo. All right, let's talk with Kelly Porter. Let's see what's going on with him. Let's have a discussion about the Grassman. Maybe he knows something about Grassman. Who knows? But here he is, everybody. Welcome to the show from New Hampshire's Bigfoot Research Society. Ah, damn it. Why do I always screw up names? I got to have like them up in front of me like on a teleprompter, because I'm soft in the brain sometimes. Anyways, Kelly Porter's here. Shut up, everybody, and listen. How's that? Better? Kelly!
How are we doing, gentlemen?
Oh, my God, he made it. Holy Jesus. Bro.
We survived it. We made it.
Listen, I appreciate and love your tenacity, and I really appreciate you, wanting to be on the show enough not to say, fuck it, and go home. You know what I mean?
No way. No way.
It's just
too much fun.
Yeah, you're just an important guy, and I'm going to get right into it. You're kind of a mystery. You know what I mean? I got to be honest with you. I don't know if you mean to do that, but it seems like you are. And I know you have a lot of, people around you that, like Mike. Mike's an outgoing guy. You know what I mean? Mike's very in your face type of deal. He'll want to talk to everybody, right? And you're just a little more chill and laid back, and that seems to be your demeanor. You know what I mean? Pardon me if I'm, putting you somewhere where you don't feel you belong, but that's the way I see you. Yeah, that's the way I see you. You know what I mean?
You can put me at the back of the line or the front of the bus. It don't matter to me.
Oh, nice. I always preferred the middle of the bus. I always did, man, because that way you get a better shot on the punk in the back, and then you can wave hi to the pretty girl in the front. That's just me. I always had a plan and a strategy wherever I went. Trust me. All right, let's just get right down the nitty gritty. Let's start from square one. Everybody, the topic tonight is Grassman. Kelly, we'll get to Grassman with you in a minute.
Perfect.
And see what you got, see what you know. It's mainly for the audience. So if anybody's got any, here we go. Sparky's putting up links. So check out Elder Medicine Bear Claw, everybody, on YouTube, please. And anybody bringing facts about the Grassman, so kick it in, all right? So, Kelly Porter, where the hell are you from?
I'm from New Hampshire. No.
Right.
No, I'm actually over by the Hampton Beach area. I'm probably 20 miles from Mike, as the crow flies. I live in a town called Barrington.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I always imagine you guys a little bit closer. Did you guys go to school together?
Actually, Mike's halfway related to me in a roundabout way.
Sorry about that. Sorry to hear that. Sorry about that. You okay? Sorry about that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, Mike, he's a good guy. He's kind of always been underfoot. He grew up around me and his uncle, and my brother and them, and just kind of a family thing, small town. we kind of all congregated around Epping and West Epping area in New Hampshire. So,
yeah,
you know, the home of 3 governors and 1 father is kind of how it all went down. So,
sounds like the house I grew up in. Yeah,
Yeah.
Very much. You know what I mean? Look at this guy. Sorry, Eric Vogel came in. This guy's a complete mystery. You know Eric Vogel.
I do.
Yeah, Casper the Friendly Ghost. Yeah, nice to see you, buddy.
The Easter Bunny.
Everybody says hi to you, Kelly.
Hi, everybody.
Yep.
I like the turkey feathers above your head.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was it.
Yeah, what's going on? I thought you were going to throw on a headdress with a Viking hat and start doing some weird shit, but we'll wait for that. We'll get to that in a little while.
We can get to that if we need to.
Skull.
So tell me this. You're a young kid. You're growing up in New Hampshire. How old are you when you start getting curious about Bigfoot, right? Because that's your main squeeze is Bigfoot, right?
Yeah, you know, I saw a few things when I was younger, you know, 7, 8 years old. I was kind of brushed off. Nobody really thought much of it. And I took it for face value, you know, what I was told by an adult. And I forgot about it. You know what I mean? I kind of just put it behind me. And later on down the road, I was watching In Search of with Leonard Nimoy. And
gets you every time.
He kind of, he put a name to this thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, I told my dad, you know, hey, this, you know, that's what I saw, Dad. You know, oh, quiet, you goddamn fool. You know, that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it just from there afterwards, it was just my eyes were in the woods. You know what I mean? I spent time in the woods as much as I can. And I always had ever since I was a kid, you know, hiking through the woods and, you know, playing, hiking, fishing, whatever, you know, going camping with buddies and stuff. You know, we did a lot of that. And I was always on the lookout, you know, and have been more than 30 years. So
great. So you had an event that triggered you? Was it something that you thought you saw, thought you heard, thought you smelled?
Well, when the first time, I'm going to say that I had, I'll say 2 Class A encounters. The first one I had, well, like I said, I was a kid. I was in Northwood. We were up at our camp at Lucas Pond, and I was up back on the hill behind there, and I was up there playing around because I weren't allowed to go too far, but there was a back door to the camp and stuff, so I could always boogie down if I had to. And I was up there, and I saw this large individual. I'm gonna say he was naked, but really hairy. That was my explanation to my dad, and he told me, "Oh, for Christ's sakes, you goddamn fool! It's probably just some dirty hippie hiding up in the woods. Don't worry about it." That was his word. I'm like, all right, I guess, you know, I passed it off as nothing, and then, you know, like I said, the whole Leonard Nimoy thing, and
yeah.
Then there was another time I was fishing when I was a little older. I was 14, and it was closer to the Epping Nottingham line. Not that means anything to you guys being from down in Mass, but I was sitting there fishing at a place called Stingy River, and I got this like funky whiff in the air kind of thing, you know, that everybody talks about. To me, it smelled like a dirty garage rag.
Yeah.
And I heard a stick, the typical stick kind of break thing, like something was walking, and I figured it was somebody, you know, looking for me, my cousin or something. And when I went I come up over the hill, it was a good bank, and it was kind of muddy. I got up there, and I could see somebody walking away from me, like probably 50 yards, maybe. And by the time I was able to get up there and get going off the muddy bank, and this thing just kind of like vanished into the woods. I mean, it took off. And again, all I saw was the backside of, you know, a hairy ass. That's all I can say, you know?
Yeah.
And it was walking away. I could make out some muscle definition, but it was so far away from me. You know what I mean? That was my second one. And really, I guess that, to say the most part, that was the last one. You know, when I was 14 years old. I mean, I've gathered other evidence. I've seen other things. You know, I've been out with people, heard a lot of things. But, you know, until you bring something back.
Yeah. So 7 years apart, you're saying, like around 7 years old and around 14.
Yeah, roughly. Yeah. It was a summer I was 14 years old. Like I said, yeah.
Yeah.
I was up I was up fishing by myself. I could ride my bike up there, you know what I mean, or whatever. And my father always drove through there because it was a back road and it was a good spot to have a cold beer, you know what I mean, out in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew eventually I weren't riding my bike back. He was going to come pick me up when he came through.
Wow. So I think it's awesome. So to counter your claim as far as New Hampshire goes, not meaning much to us, just so you know, I lived in Littleton. I know it's far away from where you're talking.
Oh, no kidding.
For a while, and then my mother lived in Berlin for at least a decade, anyways. And I had what I believe is my first Bigfoot encounter in Berlin behind Pepin's Trailer Park on the side of a mountain. My brother and I decided to go exploring. And my brother was this tall, lanky, redheaded dude that could run like the wind. And I was this short, stumpy-legged little brown dude that couldn't get out of his own way, right? Because I had no legs.
I can relate to both of them situations.
Yes. Good. Yeah. I know, right? Basically, I just described you and Tinsley and me and my brother.
Well, my brother, too. He's calling a sequoia.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's just not right. You know what I mean? So, but we went out behind the trailer park. It's like a zigzag, and you go up and you go the incline. You can feel it. You know what I mean? If you're going to walk to a friend's house, you're like, you know? And I went up there and we were walking up at the end of the trailer park. There's a roadway, like a path, but it's a grass path that you can see like an old logging road where they drove up, but the middle was higher up and it had these big, huge grass clumps all the way down the middle of it. Little distance apart, right? And some in between. And I kept looking at them. I noticed they were pushed down, like flattened out. This huge grass clump was just flattened out. And a couple were missed, and the next one was flattened out. A couple were missed, and the next one's flattened out. And I kept going to my brother, what do you think does that? I mean, I said, aren't they too close for like I might have been like 11 or 12, that some odd age. I go, a bear couldn't do that. It's too far away, you know. And I'm asking him as we're walking, and he's like, I don't know. I don't want to run into whatever's doing it, you know. And we were laughing and just going up.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and we were just going up the hill. And we got about a quarter of the way, I'd say, up the hill. We're on a pretty good incline. And I remember I heard a noise and I looked to my left. And all I could say as a man and now as a Sasquatch researcher, I can't sit here and tell you I saw Sasquatch. I just can't. I remember looking over. I can remember my body motion, looking over and looking up. Right? So now that tells me, right? And I remember seeing this black, like, mass. And it was like 50, 60 feet from us. And it had his back to us. You know what I mean? And I remember just looking up and seeing the mass like this. And I remember yelling at my brother. I was like, I don't know what that is. We got to go. And I said, run. And I like in a panic. And I ran down that hill. I don't remember it barely even touching the ground because the incline. And I was always very athletic and had a lot of muscle. And I was bouncing. And I was down at the bottom of that mountain. So fast, I turned around. I didn't see my brother. Like, I blew him out of I was gone, bro. And I was like, Ross, where you at, Ross? And then he started coming down. He goes, how did you get down so fast? I said, dude, I was literally airborne all the way down that hill. Like, I remember looking at him going, what the hell was that? He goes, I don't know, but it was big. And that's what I remember. And then that, like you were talked about, was kind of pushed off. And then when things happen in life and you start researching, I remember going back in my memory and I said to my brother, I was like, dude, do you think that might have been? And he's like, I don't know. And I remember it clear enough. You know what I mean? Because it was a very odd time in our life. And my mom lived up there with my stepdad, and we didn't frequent the place. We usually went up there when we were running from the police too, when we got older. You know what I mean? I remember going up one time. My brother had like a 67 Cougar or something. And we just got done beating a bunch of dudes up and taking their keg of beer. And we were driving up Route 3 because we hid in a cemetery for 2 hours. I said, we got to go to New Hampshire. So we start driving up New Hampshire. Yeah, you think you're just going to go for a jaunt up to New Hampshire? Well, people don't realize once you get past the old bottom line of New Hampshire, you're in real country. Yeah. And, oh, yeah. So we're plugging up the hill, right? All of a sudden, his alternator goes. The lights go out.
Yeah.
And we're flying up the highway, right? And he's like, I got a spotlight. He had me hanging out the passenger window with a spotlight on the highway as we're flying up at doing 80. That time we drove to Littleton. We get to my sister's house at like 3 a.m. She goes, "What'd you do?" Anyways, I have a lot of New Hampshire history.
Now that's where Henry's out of, right? And he
Correct. Yes.
Isn't he in the Littleton area too?
He is in the Littleton
He
area.
is,
And he and I have had that discussion. Littleton, I just hold near and dear to my heart. We used to play cards up there, and we'd go out back in the trout, the brook trout.
I used to hunt up there. I hunted in Berlin, Pittsburgh, and my main place was Whitefield.
Yep,
Beautiful country up there.
A lot of connections. We used to play cards and go out back and get the net and take out the little brook trout. And I'd bring them up and I'd cage them up in the iron pan. And then we'd have like 10 people all playing cards and drinking beers and woofing down fucking fresh trout that I just got out back. It was a while. And then one time I was telling
like good stuff to me, man.
Bro, I was telling this story one time. I got hammered. And that's why I don't drink. And I took my buddy's car. I didn't have a license. I wasn't allowed to have a license till I was 21, by the way. That's you can Google me. No, I'm just kidding.
Mugshot.
Apparently, I
you Googled yourself more than once.
Yeah, we did last week. Actually, it was pretty funny. I took the car and I decided. Now, when you're in a mountainous region, the houses are like right on top of you, like right on top of the road. So the walkways are small, Anyways, I pulled my buddy's car up on the walkway, and I was trying to find park it up against this telephone pole to get it exactly straight. And I get out and I walk away, and I don't know what the hell I was doing. It was like 2 a.m. Everybody was passed out, and I was drunk and took the car and decided to park it like, down the other side of the town. And then walk all the way back up the hill to go home. This cop pulls up and goes, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Well, sir, I'm parking the car." And he's like, "Yeah, you did a great job parking. I'll give you that. But do you realize it's on a sidewalk?" Dude, you couldn't even open the passenger door. You would have hit the foundation of one of the buildings. He goes, "Where do you live?" So I told him, and he goes, "Get in the car." And back in those days, they would just drive you home. Nowadays, you're going to jail, But anyways, yeah, that's what happened with me. But I noticed Mike Tinsley came in. Victor, looks like he called you uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's also here. I didn't want that to go remiss with my silly stories. Martin came in. He's also up in New Hampshire. Martin's a really good dude. He's got a lot of good stuff going on. Danny O'Donnell came in. Casper the Friendly Ghost, Mr. Vogel. Yeah, I just wanted you to know that they had come in.
Awesome. Glad to have them. Glad they made it.
So when you were at your peak of research, right? How long you been researching, you said?
Well, I'd call myself a researcher for the last 30.
Say 30 years, yeah?
Yeah.
So
I mean, a lot of times, you come up a dud. You know what I mean?
Oh,
you don't find anything. It could be. I've gone 2 or 3 years before I've heard or seen anything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and that happened a lot. But we would go months. This area here that we're in now, because it's connected to my property, it's rapid. It's rapid fire. And knowing that we have like the zingers and the gifted chair, we could almost time it sometimes to be within 24 hours if you go by recordings that we have.
Sure.
Or the time that we left something, which is really a lot, which really keeps you coming back. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, I heard something happened over there, I got to go drive over there, which I love doing as well because I love new areas. You know what I mean? They're really awesome. So during your peak, right now, when you're out there in the woods and you're researching, what types of things did you use for research? Did you use a tree knock, recorders, cameras? What did you have a technique? If you don't mind sharing it, you don't have to keep it secret.
Well,
if you want.
back in the day, I mean, I follow the same rule to this day that falls with hunting. I get out there, I keep my mouth shut. I keep my nose to the wind and my ears to the woods, you know what I mean? Along with my eyes, and, move slow. I after the technology became available, I started carrying around one of the miniature cassette recorders with me,
Sure. Yeah.
I didn't get a lot of action on that because it's so scratchy and scrambled.
Yeah, right.
Everything got lost in it, collecting things. I mean, it was hard because what the hell are you gonna do? Walk around with a Polaroid? and now the technology is so readily available. You've got a computer in your ass pocket, so it makes things a lot easier now.
Unless you have an Android, then you have a tablet.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a computer.
Yeah, Wojo.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Wojo has a tablet. These guys have tablets.
Tablets.
Yeah. How much memory do you get to buy this month?
Well, you know, I mean, I wish that I had half the technology that I had back, you know, back then that I do now.
Yeah, but it's the best of both worlds, bro. That's what I said.
It is, but you know, like I didn't back in the day. I really didn't know a whole lot of. I had never heard about casting prints or anything else, and you know, since then I learned, you know, a lot of things. You know, like if you're, I kind of developed my own ideas, like over the years. Like if I'm doing something in snow, how do you cast something in snow? You know, well, I use Portland cement. I'll pour Portland cement if I'm going to try to do a cast in snow. And it seems to work pretty well for me because it dries regardless. You know what I mean?
So you have gotten cast before?
I have. Oh yeah, no, I've got cast for sure.
That's awesome. Out of New Hampshire, is that?
Yeah, I got. Actually, they're sitting right next to me. You know.
Really? Well,
yeah.
You can hold them up if you ever feel like it, because people loves looking at those things. I don't know if you noticed. I got a cast.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to see you fall off your chair, but let's go.
Oh no, I won't fall off my chair. I've fallen out of it. I haven't fallen off of it before.
Oh, yeah, he just fell.
He's down.
He's down.
He's down.
Kelly down. Kelly down. Look at us making him.
What is that? Like a fur coat? It's like a big chair. Look at that. It's got it all decorated and everything.
On mink.
He's sitting on mink.
Ah, wow. Talk about king.
You definitely don't have pants on.
Oh wow.
Holy shit, dude. What's the size of that?
Jesus.
Well, at the top of the toes, it measures 8.5 wide.
Yeah,
wow.
that's about.
And from the tip to the heel is 17, a little over 17.5.
Yeah, that's about the one that we have, dude. That's the same, almost same measurements. I just talked to you about that.
Yeah, and I actually, if you look close, I don't know if I can get it for you, but you can see the fern stuck in it.
Oh,
hold on. I'm just gonna zoom in.
Is that what the discoloration is?
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, there's a fern in it and stuff like that. I didn't clean it up much, you know what I mean? I left it like it is as raw.
Wow.
You know, and you can actually make out the digits pretty well in it, you know what I mean?
Hold it sideways like a sandwich. Yeah, like a little bit more that way. Yeah, there it goes.
Wow.
Can you lay it flat and do that? A little bit up, a little bit up, a little bit up. No, up.
Yep. The other way. Yep, right there.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's it, girl. Hold it right there.
You like that, don't you, Richie?
Fucking Porter just threw me off. I'm usually pretty good.
Yeah, I casted them. Them were actually done in Deerfield, just the other side of Pawtuckaway. All right.
Oh yeah, Kelly. That's a mighty big foot you got, boy.
Damn right it is.
You know what they say about big feet, right?
Must be a clown.
No, you need big socks.
I have. I ain't gone full hosiery yet, but I'm getting there.
Full hosiery. I better shut that off before Wojo gets worked up. I can already see him over there doing that groove dance.
I'm sweating.
Mustache growing in already.
Yeah.
Dude, that's insane. So tell me about this print. So did you get a phone call about an incident and then research and investigate, or was that your own investigation that you walked up on?
Wasn't even investigating. I was actually hauling, well, catfishing.
Yeah.
And I was getting set up for the night, and I was on the backside of a place called Quincy Pond. It's like I said, it's the backside of Pawtuckaway State Park.
Yep.
And I was sitting there, and I happened to look down, and I'm like, geez, that looks like a big footprint. You know what I mean? And there wound up being an actual trackway. There was 17 prints, but I only could get 2.5 that would even cast. I mean, these were I took the 2 best.
Right.
And I actually got a left and a right.
Yeah. Wow.
That's a great find, man.
Yeah, I thought that was awesome. And that was quite a while ago, you know what I mean, when I got them. I've since then gotten, you know, other ones, but it's hard to debate them, you know what I mean? This one was nice because it was in sand. It was next to water, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's beautiful.
It went down the banking into the water, like the edge, and went back up over the little hill, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Wow. Did you freak out? Were you like, oh my God, like, did you get out of there and go get the cast right away and come back, even though you were going to go horn pound? Did you call Mike Tinsley and say, yo, Tinsley?
My beer on the beach.
You left your beer on the beach?
Left my cooler, everything. I beat feet back to my back.
That's
to
a
my-
Tinsley drank it all while you went to go.
Yeah. And come back and Tinsley's got his feet up drinking on your beer. Get the fire going with 3 horn poke getting cooked up with some Cajun sauce on it.
Damn right.
Damn right. Dude, I got to tell you, man, that is a badass find, bro.
Yeah, I actually had him over at the Charmin Fair.
Nobody told me.
Yeah, I had him laid out on the bearskin rug that I had there.
Oh, I didn't think when I see bearskin rug, I don't think Bigfoot, bro.
Well, I've since let the bear go back into the woods, but
I
had him on loan from Chuck Norris.
Okay, Kelly's lost it, guys. I think he's malfunctioning. All right, you caught us. It's not really Kelly Porter. We promised you for a month that we'd have him. All right, you busted us. This is clearly some kind of hallucinogenic happening in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to be a hand model for porn.
Oh, Jesus.
I gave that up.
All right. You brought that on yourself.
So Kelly, do you investigate like in the same area, like the same woods, or do you just oh no. It's jelly time.
Go ahead. What the hell was that?
I just heard a yell.
Who screamed? Was that your house?
My house?
Yeah, did you hear that scream?
No.
I heard that. Did you hear
I heard that.
It sounded scary too.
Oh, I know what he's got.
What? He's got something? He's messing with us.
I didn't hear anything.
Come on, Porter. Tinsley.
I didn't hear anything.
Tinsley, tell us his secrets. Does he got a button?
Yeah, he's got that.
Did anybody else hear that scream and went, ah!
He's got that set up.
We didn't hear no scream. I heard nothing on my end.
Holy shit. All right. So, where was I now? Go ahead, Wojo. You're going to ask him I heard a scream.
Ask me about research and where I go if it's the same place all the time.
If we hear another scream, we know he's got a button in his pants. Go ahead.
Hey. But
Wojo, he just did you. He just did the
son of a gun. I know what he's doing, Richie. No, in all seriousness, like, do you, do you like stay in the same areas? You've been bouncing around. I mean, do you get a lot of phone calls where you're investigating other people's?
Well, since the ability of the internet, I've actually made it so when I brought Mike on that we can assemble at any point and head to check an area out or an investigation or something like that. You know what I mean? I try to stay as local to my area as possible to be able to keep
right
a mental note of what's the area, what the layout is, what's been going on, what's been collected. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing too, is that New Hampshire what do I keep saying it wrong tonight for?
It don't matter.
It does to me.
You can say it any way you want, Richie. It's your show, man.
New Bigfoot Hampshire Society.
New Bigfoot Hampshire Society Hampshire Bigfoot. Yeah, there it is. Let me read your shirt, sir. I'm a little dumbfounded.
Bigfoot Society.
Jesus Christ, man! I want to keep throwing research in there and Kelly Porter and I'm just not my thing tonight. No, everybody, there's a Facebook page. I've told you about it. Make sure you get over there and definitely follow. I want you guys to definitely do that. So,
Barbara, I actually didn't make it over to Wolfboro yet. I was hoping to meet up with you or get some information from you on that. If you could possibly hit me up on the group page or something, if you would, please.
Yes, Barbara. Barbara, get on that, please, Barbara.
Barbarama.
Another Casper the Ghost. Good to see you, Barbara. We miss you.
Yeah, we do.
TKB's in the house.
TKB.
You staying safe for those storms, brother? Did they pass? Yeah. So today,
I try to stay in the general vicinity within 30 miles if I can, because I can keep track of the layout of the land and things that have changed over the the last week, 2 weeks, month, whatever.
Yep.
You can see that change if you're in the area more, and to go to some place like I went out to Vermont over the summer, and it was like to get back out there, you got to be a mountain goat to get to the goddamn place to begin with.
Right.
And it was a little out of where I wanted to be, but none of the woods are familiar to me. You know what I mean? It's like you going down off your property. The woods like the back of your hand. So if there's something out of place, it right off the bat.
Right.
Yep.
Where I'm looking at stuff. It's like, well, I can explain this away. I can say, this could be natural. This could be this could be that. You know, there's a lot of
Right.
hypotheticals when you go to a place that you're not used to being in.
Right, exactly. Well, and that's one of the things that we preach. And you've been on our live events. You've seen
Sure.
us in our techniques. Oh, Barbara wants to know what page. I'm pretty sure we all know what page, Barbara.
Let me tell it, Richie. It's the New Hampshire Bigfoot Society.
Fucking Porter beating me up tonight.
Yeah.
I got to be honest with you. I bet in a lot of rings. I'm losing this one, boys. The scorecards are not in my favor right now. I blame it on my gooch's fall today when I landed on my gooch. I don't know if you guys watched my live event. We were putting a camera up, and I fell and caught my gooch on a branch stump, and yeah, that didn't feel good at all because it wasn't
Started
just.
singing like one of the tokens.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah,
I landed hard. I had my foot on a tree, pushing myself up another tree, and my foot collapsed, and I slid down the tree. I was trying to push myself up and went spread eagle right on a little limb that was broken. Boom! I was like, ah, my gooch!
Hey, you got to remember, it can't that bad because it was only a slip away.
Oh my God! Listen, the taint jokes I can't handle because it makes me cry a little. Then I look down and there's my buddy, my partner in crime, my good friend, my brother, Wojo, has my phone with the live YouTube going and has it like 5 inches from my crotch area where I just landed.
Well, time out. First of all, I hear whoa, and then as I looked up, I just see you sliding down. I'm like, like, you know, I think he's gonna land on me.
Yeah, but your first thought was, don't save him, film it. I'm proud of you, bro. Good job.
I'll catch you.
Yeah, because if it's you, I'm definitely not catching you. I'm running, but I'm zooming in.
The question I had, though, was it better than the ice adventure that you guys had a couple weeks ago?
Oh, Jesus.
God.
That was beautiful.
You got sniped. Slow motion.
The fainting goat of Richie B. I watched it too. I remember watching it and I went, what the fuck just happened? It's like my leg just went wee, and then I slow fell. Like it was weird. I remember thinking, spin to your backpack. So I was trying to get to my backpack like this. So when I landed, it wasn't just, you know, and it did save me a little bit. And then I just laid there and said hi to everybody on the YouTube. And then Dingaling comes walking up like, hold on there, I will save you. And I'm like, I didn't even know what was going on. I didn't even know how close he was, man. Trust me, he was close, by the way.
You were closer to the ground than he was, though.
Oh, my God, it hurt so bad. Anyways, I've been taking a beating, let's be honest with this, right? So
Yes, sir.
you know, I want to talk a little bit, too, after the show because I have a plan in place and I have a few people on board with it. So, but that's a whole different subject. So,
sounds good.
You're going to be going to the Cobble Mountain Critter Festival, right, as a guest speaker?
To the best of my knowledge, it's either a guest speaker or just, you know, being there in person. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I
Tim hasn't really given me the thumbs up on that, to the best of my knowledge. But
you can serve the beer.
He hasn't given you the deets?
not 100%. No, not yet. So.
Oh, all right. Well, he's in here. You want to yell at him?
No.
I need a fur throne like his. I got to be honest. I really like the fur throne. I really, really do. Yep, exactly. Hands out. What's up, bitches? Yep, that's all I. Oh, we got. Oh, okay. So, are you a Viking descent?
I am.
Yeah, a dead giveaway. I see how smart I am, guys. It was the mink, the hat, and the sword. So, what do you think? All right. So, do you think the Vikings discovered North America?
I would say so.
I do.
Well,
I believe they
discovered it here, but I would. My guess is that the Aztecs, the Mayans, and all that came up from South America first and in through Mexico, and that's how we got our natives here in America. That's my opinion on it, anyways.
I think that's I think that's a great theory, and I think the Vikings discovered the North, and I think what you just said discovered the South. That's what I believe. I believe the Vikings were in Canada and in Michigan area and all that stuff. And
my brother was named after Eric the Red.
Really?
Yeah.
So his name's the?
Could be.
You're right. It could be if you talk
worse. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that could be. You're right. No, seriously, I believe in that. I'm a historian when it comes to the Knights Templar, and I know the Vikings were earlier than the Knights. Tim Vogel says you're a speaker, by the way.
Oh, all right.
Well, that's right, Jim. You come to Banter with Richie B, and you get the answers for your own future. You're welcome.
It's got to be done somehow.
Yep. Oh yeah, I was on one of the websites, and him and Mike are speakers. Yeah, I didn't see my 45-minute slot either, but I don't need a speaker like slot. I don't need 45 minutes. I'm gonna get on my phone. I'm gonna go on my YouTube live, and I'm gonna walk around and talk to the people because that's what I enjoy doing the most. I love talking and interacting with people. And Charming Fair Farm, you saw that in action, and it was a lot of fun. And the owner asked me to be the MC and everything else, and I didn't mean for that to happen, but it was really cool. Kudos to him for recognizing real fucking talent when he sees it. Okay, by the way, good job,
I
sir.
just hadn't shown up yet.
I was like, oh, Kelly Porter's not here. I better hurry up and get my nose up this dude's ass fast. I'm telling you.
No, that was a good time over there, though. I hope they do it again this year.
Oh, they are 100%. It's June 21st and June 22nd.
Perfect.
Yep. And,
so we'll be doing Cobble Critter, and they are back to back almost.
We'll have a week off, and then we'll all be hanging out again. So no, absolutely. And this time, I'm actually going to be on the phone with her this week because we had talked last year. The owner had asked me about a couple of ideas and what I thought. You know what I mean? So I'm going to follow up on those, and then I'm going to set up out back. There's a maple shack,
right?
And that maple. Yeah, the maples, you go up around to the right, the maple shack's there, and there's a camping area with a fire pit and benches and stuff. And I want to get a few of us to get there early, even if it's like Thursday, and just camp out, for the weekend. Sure. Because we went out and did an investigation that night, and I'm 100% convinced we had a tree push. It was a snap and a bang and a boom.
100%. Yeah.
And it absolutely.
That pop was pretty interesting.
Oh, dude, it was so freaky, man. And today, by the way, if you're on the live events, you would hear 3 sets of double taps. We call them a little bit of like 2 in a row. Boom, boom. One over here, and then way over here was the other guy. He was like boom, boom. And I started doing that because I heard that one time at my house. So I said one of my lives way back. And I was like, I'm going to try this double tap technique that I heard. And I had been doing it ever since. But to hear it today was so clear, put a lot of things in perspective that what I heard, it validated what I heard to be true. Because today, clearly, we heard double taps. There was zero doubt of that. So
the thing about the double taps too, Rich, they weren't super loud. It was just like a kind of like in the middle, like it's just like a response. It was like communication going on
between them. They were talking about us. I know.
Yeah.
Now Kinsley had a really good idea, and I've kind of gone down a little bit of a rabbit hole with the idea of it. Either mouth pops or chest knocks.
It's both. It's all the above.
People are thinking that they might be tree knocks.
It's all the above. To me, it's all the above.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why I think that. I had the experience with Dave McCullough and another researcher in my backyard, literally at the end of my game trail. I knew they were there the whole time while we were researching. I had just met this man. I didn't know much about him. I knew he was with the BFRO and he was coming to investigate my story. And, not a lot was happening. He was very impressed with the structures and the signs. Right. And we were leaving and we were talking. And during this investigation, I kept hearing my sound is my hearing is crazy. I can hear everything. And I kept hearing at the very distance, kind of angled out, walking and kind of footfall. They couldn't hear it. So I looked like the Bigfoot guy. I kept going, shh. Did you guys hear that? And they're like, what? I'm like, I hear walking like way over there and over here. And nobody, nobody heard it. But when we got back to my property, as we took our backpacks off, put our stuff down, sure enough, on the right side, we heard the sound. Dave says, what is it? What kind of duck is that? And I'm like, there's no ducks out here, bro. I've been here since 2002. I never heard a duck in my life. And it's in the woods, And they started talking, Kelly. We heard them talk that samurai chat. And then it went back and forth. So it was one time. Then all of a sudden from the guy to the left, mind you, where I had pointed, The one to the left was bigger, and he's like, "Uba chiba tama humakia." Like it was crazy. And I'm sitting there going, frozen. I'm looking at Dave going, dude, is that samurai sounds? Is that samurai? I kept looking up to him because he's the BFRO guy. I'm like, well, is that BF, is that them, Well, the second guy started talking again. And at the end of his sentence, this is where it got crazy weird for me. There was this loud pop. It sounded like a tree knock, a chest pop, and a mouth pop. It sounded like any one of those. It was clear. It was slightly different than wood on wood, but I knew where he was standing because it's my backyard. I knew there wasn't a branch at the ready. Okay.
Now, do you have much of like an echo or anything out there, Richie? Is there an echo when the leaves are off the trees, or?
Yeah, I can get an echo. I mean, I got a big set of lungs too, though. But yeah, but these guys were like 60 yards from us. They were like buried behind thickets, and they were just not far out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they were conversing about us, about walking us out. The second guy, after that one went like that, he picked up and had his second sentence. And at the end of his second sentence, he went back to that one, back to the other one. There was no way that was a tree branch. There was no way that was wood on wood.
Right.
That was a chest pop, like Jane Goodall spoke of the mountain gorillas about.
Yeah.
And that's what, and I'm not saying they're gorillas. I truly believe they're primitive humans. Doesn't mean they can't pick up these techniques and behaviors from the wilderness. There's 100. Why wouldn't you? If you're in the wilderness, why wouldn't you behave like the wilderness creatures and the wilderness things around you, but have that intellect, a different intellect?
I'm sure that everything has an ability to communicate on some levels, that regardless, you know what I mean?
It was
some type of language, regardless of what it is.
It was a language. It was a language back and forth, and they were discussing us. And when we turned around, Dave looked at me and says, well, I think it's time for us to go. And I said, yeah, sure. Like, I didn't even know what to make of it. Like, I was frozen. Like, we were just mouths.
Like, he was scared, or?
Just like he felt that they were kind of walking us out, and that they were discussing that these guys are going to leave. You know what I mean? And let's just, we did our job. Or if they don't leave in 3 seconds, we're going to eat all of them. We didn't know where that was going. We really didn't. And I was frozen. And it's funny because I shared that story with, like, even Crystal Panic, who's someone who's seen from New Hampshire, who's seen them. And she says,
yeah, she shared her story with me. That was interesting. It's a home than I realized.
That's a crazy story. And sure. I love the genuine. She's very genuine, and I really love it about her. And she's
knowledgeable too, very knowledgeable, and has access to a lot of data. It's she's somebody to listen to for sure. You know what I mean? She's on it. She knows what's going on.
Yeah, and I wish more people did. And they look at her as a BFRO report taker, and they ought to look at her as a New Hampshire resident who's had experiences, because she has a lot to offer the community in the New England area.
For sure. I thought I was fortunate to be able to, me and Mike were fortunate enough to have her, be right next to us when we sat up at Charm.
Yeah.
It was great. You know what I mean? We shared stories back and forth, and
I
mean, I didn't realize just how close she was to a family member of mine. And my family member also said that, he has seen something as well. And they're less than a mile from each other.
Yeah, that's cool.
The houses are. I was like, wow,
Yeah. Her living area is seemingly inundated. I mean, it's So,
but you want to see that area. It's very thick, a lot of waterways, a lot of hill and dale, so to speak. There's rough areas, and there is so much cover out there that it ain't even funny.
Yeah. Yeah. And Sparky asked, guys, you have a question about handprints, if you have seen any or not. Well, thank you, Sparky. Sparky's going to be our new director, apparently, of our show. I do appreciate. Oh, wait, dinner time at the Banter household. It's okay if everybody's yelling. I yell.
Balloon disaster.
We had a balloon disaster. Did the balloon pop? Excuse me, Kelly.
Yes.
No worries.
Thou Queen has entered the room. Hello, Thou Queen.
Hello.
Say hi to Kelly Porter.
Hi, Kelly Porter.
Hello, ma'am. How are you?
Good. How are you?
This is Jessica.
I am well.
Miss Jessica was. Oh, wait.
Hey, girl. Hey.
You meet Kelly Porter?
He asked me for.
She did.
You said I already told him I didn't have a 3X.
Oh my God.
Love it.
Get out, Queen!
You're just getting it from all angles, brother.
No, that's how I met Kelly Porter.
I'm taking a fucking beating tonight.
good.
I really am.
That's what you get.
Yeah. So
Oh, I didn't put the spices.
You better
What
say
spice?
it's good too.
Creole on the green beans.
oh, no Creole on my green beans?
No, sorry. But the
I don't give a shit.
I know the pork is sweet and spicy.
It's a family show. Please don't say pork.
Don't say pull either.
You have a sweet and spicy pork. Chop,
Woo!
Somebody out there loves it.
bacon wrapped.
Oh my god! All right, get out.
Okay.
Oh, thanks. All right. Well, my household is exactly like me. Just so you all know.
They all have green beans stuck in their teeth.
No, it's me, but a household. It's nuts. All right. Sorry.
So actually, your brother, 800 Green, asked about handprints and fingerprints and things like that.
All right. That brings me to the cast I got
I
over
have
here.
seen it. I've never casted one.
All right. Hang on. Stand by. Well, you can talk if you want, but I'll be right back.
Well, now we can have an intelligent talk conversation.
Oh, thank God. So what happened was we were towards the end of the day, and then Richie went to go back to grab the recorder. As he went to go grab the recorder from the gifting chair, I don't know how or what he's yelling, "Wojo, get over here!" I go over there, and there was a print right in the side of this hill, and we're just trying to look at it, and we're measuring and whatever, but we were just like, "What is that?" So we did a casting, and Richie, you get the cast, or you want to keep eating?
Oh, sorry.
No. I mean, I'll keep going.
No, yeah. So we were out with the Haunted Raven, Drew Babineau, as a guest investigator with me out in the woods doing a live. And we were leaving, saying goodbye. And I kind of was in between where he was at the gifting chair, dressing it up and saying goodbye to them, being a respectful, host. And I walked up this hill, and it was all compost, leaves, pine needles, it's brown and red and orange, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, this big black mud kind of stuck out. And I was like, the hell's that? Because it was all mud. Why is there mud right there in the middle of this compost area? So I go walking close. I went, oh my God. So I thought it was a print. So I called Wojo over. I called them back. We're doing our research, measuring. But it was something different about it. It was odd. There was a deep hole in the middle. And so when you cast it, there's like this big lump that came out of it. And it was shaped different. And it just didn't look right. So I believed it to be a handprint.
So what are you figuring? It was something that grabbed something off the ground?
Yeah, and I'll tell you. So you see this here. It looks like a big mess. But you really couldn't get a lot out of it. This is 11/18/25 we got this. Wojo stepped on it and broke it, by the way. So, which I'm going to actually make it easier, and I'm going to walk up. These, I believe, are 2 digits. Right here and right here.
Yep.
All right? And they're thick and deep. You see the 2 digits? Right here? So the significance to this is, it's on the side of a hill. On the other side of that hill is the pathway as we enter the forest. So we were doing a lot of research one night, and we had those self-illuminating lights in the trees, and we were freaking out. It was weird as shit. So to the point where, I ran immediately and called, Ernie Pack, and, to my bewilderment, Wojo had already called him prior to me calling him, and then said, don't tell him that I called. So, which I thought was very nice of him to do. Does Mike Tinsley ever do stuff like that to you?
No, Mike just rolls right over me. He don't care.
Yeah.
I do it to him.
He just openly does
It's all
it.
about the love.
So, Wojo, I hope you learned a lesson tonight. Just shit on me. When you shit on me, just shit on my face.
That's right.
All right? Yeah.
Glass
Right,
coffee table all the way.
yeah, right there, bro.
Oh my God.
Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah. And did I
The
mention
drama.
And did I mention
Family
that
show.
did I mention he stepped on this and broke it, by the way?
No, you didn't say that.
Oh, Wojo, do you have a light? I go, yeah, I think I have a flashlight. It was getting dark.
That was a big mistake.
And then all of a sudden, I just turned and I felt something. I go, oh no. Oh shit. Richie's like, what's the matter? Rich, I think I stepped on it.
Can't do it.
He's like, it's all right. It's all right. Thank God it was just a clean break. But
So did it look like something was grabbing something off the ground, like it
I'll
picked
explain
something up,
to you in a
or
second,
was it a
right?
muddy area that
we'll explain.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you look at it, it's more shaped like a hand. Right? See the digits here? Right here and right here. But they're very deep. Can you see that?
Can.
See how deep they are? They're misshaped. It's hard to get a cast in this the way it was set up. So, but then there's this clump right here, and I'm like, why would that be a foot? So let me explain myself. And by clump, I mean, see it sticking up?
Sure.
All right. So now let me explain my theory to this. So as I was casting, I noticed these holes in the side of the hill. So that area there where we research, I said it that night on the live. You can hear me say it. Something was behind, like a tree, did one of these.
Peekabooing.
So it was, again, November, it was chilly. This is in November. So yeah, it had to be, so it was November 25th. So the beginning of November. So I'm like, firefly? Right?
You did say, they go, whoa, Joe, is that a firefly? I'm like, Richie, there's no fireflies at this time.
It's cold, right? They're
Oh,
gone.
screw you, Vogel.
So you thought it was eye shine?
Yeah.
Yeah, the same guy that's an amazing fire starter. Well, I thought it was. Now I think it's eye shine. I don't think it was a firefly. My first reaction was firefly. We always try to be rational and not just jump to conclusions, right?
Right.
This was found on that hill down behind that tree where I saw that thing do this.
So what do you think? It was crouched down, holding itself up like a tripod?
I think it was crouched down. There's a leg imprint in the leaves that Wojo had found kind of near this. We believe that his hand was here on the side of the hill and dug in to kind of grip.
Right.
We think, and then he was down on his right knee.
On his right knee.
With his left foot up. And he was doing one of these.
Can I also add to that when Richie was looking.
No, you cannot. No, you cannot add to that. It's amazing as it is. Hey,
Can't break perfection.
How you doing, Kelly? Where'd Wojo go?
You pissed him off. You had enough of your mouth. He took off.
Jeez.
He fell out of his chair.
He puts his window. Oh, Jesus. Go ahead. I'm sorry. You can add to this.
No, it's just, but Richie's like, I go, where's the firefly? He goes, over there. But we can hear the snaps.
Yes.
Right.
And I was like freaked out because I'm like, I don't see what he just saw, but I can hear the snaps. So when we went to look for the, that spot, what happened was that the leaves were coming down, obviously, that day. And I go, is this it right here, Rich? He goes, I don't know. What do you think? And then, no, I go, it's not, because we could just see it just above, right above it. I go, is this a heel print or is it? I kept looking on the angle. It's like the hand is up here, but I'm like, what is this spot? I go, that's deep.
Yep.
Like we're talking 3 inches deep.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, I'm thinking, the more it's like the thumb kind of like curls like in, out and in.
Yep.
And I go, I wonder, Rich, if it's like a catcher. Like, he had his right knee down because you got the crest of the hill, and he kept doing this stuff with his hand because in that compression it's easily 2 inches deep. But it was on an angle like this, so it's tough to really get a good cast. But I'll tell you right now, Rich, I mean, the theory, I think it's so logical. That he sees the lights. As I'm looking, I clear as hell. I go, something's over there. I can hear like the loud snap. But he's just doing this, so he must be doing this.
From the time that you guys heard the noise, seen the eye shine, before you guys went to that point where it was, how long was that versus how long it would have taken it to take off into the woods?
So when I saw the eye shine, we chalked it up as the firefly at first. Throughout that whole investigation, we had all these other things going on. So
you kind of just knocked it off and said, screw it, and came back to it afterwards and had a realization.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
So you've been there before. So, so that divot that you see, that mound of casting, I believe is where the ball of his heel began, of his hand, and dug in.
Yes.
And then it slid down when he either had to crouch further down or had to get up. And that's the whole thing. So when you're doing this research, we're not trying to make shit up. This isn't,
Right.
We're not trying to do that. We're trying to analyze. We're trying to be investigators, like the First 48. You ever watch that show, right?
Sure.
That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to investigate what happened in this location and how does it compare to human witnesses, human experiences. I'm the human witness and experiencer in this case, and it's on the live, so I have validation of me seeing what I saw and saying
Now,
what I thought it was.
The reason I'm asking is because I got a cast sitting here next to me that I took, and the question I have for you: did it look like the hand was like this or like this?
I think a portion of it was like that last one you did.
Yeah.
Really?
So I think these ones were more curled up, and the thumb was, and this was resting on the hill. It was almost he had a grab at the last second, but didn't. Yeah. There he goes. You know,
there he goes. Go get him, Kelly.
Hey, you know he's got no pants on because he's got mink all over his crotch.
Yeah. That's why I'm asking.
Nice.
This is a slide.
It's the same
and then
thing.
can you see
Yes.
how you got the big divot?
Yep.
Well, the reason I was asking is you can't see the rest of it because I couldn't pull the print because there was frost on the ground.
Yeah.
Right.
But to me, it looked like they don't look like digits so much like toes.
He's grabbing those knuckles.
Knuckled over.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you look, it looks like the hand, the thumb would have been here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this is just where it spilled over from the rest of it, where it slid in. But that's kind of the same idea that you have going on.
Yeah, that's pretty
why
damn
I'm
close.
asking it, as far as the hand being like that or like that. You know what I mean?
Well, this is the beautiful part about this interview right now. If you're out there researching, do not gatekeep.
No.
You can see we are not gatekeepers, and we just shared something where we have very, very similar casts.
Right.
And we shared it live open to the world and just discovered that those look pretty damn close.
And nobody's really ever seen that right there.
No, the way your brother had said that, I don't know if he was leading you or if he was seriously asking you.
He didn't know about it.
Ha! This is amazing.
That's the truth. And
I believe you.
Oh, we believe
my
you.
brother will tell you right to your head because he's like me. He's the no
bullshit.
He's not afraid to call bullshit. You know what I mean?
No, I love it. I love it. I love it. Real quick, let me do a because usually what I do is I always have guests on till like 7:30, and then we leave the last half hour. But we're not doing that, Mr. Porter. You're not fucking leaving until the show ends tonight. Do you understand?
Right.
Yeah.
Nothing you can do about it.
I ain't scared.
Well, good.
Seatbelt on.
Let's see. So I do want to add this in.
I ain't wearing pants on.
Right? So I do want to kick the topic up a little bit. Not that we're not interesting, because we are. And I thought that was an amazing epiphany we all just had together. But I'm going to come right back to that. But I want you guys to know that the Grassman, also known as the Ohio Grassman, Kenmore Grassman, or Orange Eyes, is a tail bipedal hominid that stalks the woods of Ohio. Now, this is the Ohio Grassman. I've never heard of him from being anywhere else, by the way. I believe it's a Bigfoot that they call Grassman. Hence the name.
Something about back in the name was, what was it? Clayton or something like that in 78, the guy?
Maybe.
I'm like going around his house and stuff like that.
Yeah, he was being stalked, and that's I think a lot of the stories of stalking comes from.
Peeking in the windows and all that.
It is reported to be very similar to Bigfoot. It seems to be much more aggressive than any other Sasquatch species.
Yeah, like throwing stuff. And
the Grassman gets its name from the small hut-like structures or nests it builds out of tall grass. Interesting.
Where are you getting this?
This is a straight cryptid wiki.
Oh.
So it's like a Wikipedia, but for cryptid. It's really cool. So if you guys ever want to look it up, it's on Cryptid Wiki. Hope I don't get hit monetization-wise on that. Jerks. The first prominent sighting of the Grassman, and here we go, occurred in the small village of Minerva, Ohio in August of 1978.
Yeah.
Great job with your year.
That was, I couldn't remember the town, but yeah. It seemed like it was Clayton or Clarkston.
I wasn't, no, we're getting there.
Sorry.
No. Do you want me to ask quiz questions? What are you drinking? Is that a
wine cooler?
No. Oh, it's it's zipped up.
It's wrapped up.
Dude, I thought
I thought he was drinking a wine cooler.
No, that's
Bottles and James.
Dude, I was like, wine cooler?
You're out.
Drink a fucking wine cooler on my show.
Yeah.
Gives me the boot. Yeah, that's good. Deservedly so.
Yes, sir. Right. In August of '78, when the grandchildren of Minerva residents Evelyn and Hal Clayton,
Yeah.
along with their friends, ran inside screaming about a hairy monster they saw in the gravel pit outside. When the couple went out to investigate, they saw what the crying children had described. It was covered in dark matted hair, sitting in the pit and fiddling with discarded trash. It was estimated to be about 300 pounds.
Yeah, I think the guy was like a strip miner or something like that, right?
Yeah, well, this guy's a psychic. The Claytons fled, but this would not be their last encounter. The Claytons would see the Grassman many times after their initial encounter. One night it was seen peering at them through their kitchen window. Hal ran for his gun, but the primate was gone. They call it a primate. Before he returned. The area was later investigated by police, and although there was no sign of the hairy humanoid, several faint footprints were observed in the mud, and a terrible smell still lingered in the air. The Ohio Grassman was later seen by the Claytons atop a hill near the strip mine at night. Just heard that recently from somewhere else. The next month, in broad daylight, the couple observed the two hairy bipeds on the same hill. It was only after these reports by the Claytons were made that a startling connection was made. Days before the gravel pit incident, the Claytons' German Shepherd was found dead, its neck broken, presumably killed by the hairy beast. The Minerva case, along with its infamous Sasquatch, would form the most complex and important Bigfoot investigation in Ohio's history. Even so, the year 78 was not the first mention of such creatures. So this is what I get. I think this is a disbanded, sick Sasquatch. I think he's been thrown out of the clan, and I think he's finding other ways to live. And the reason why I say that is not just because he got spotted. The fact that he stayed there after he got spotted, looking through trash, he was in survival mode. The fact that he kept coming back to a place where he thought he could probably find food is probably some of the reason. And I think the reason why they did not see this Sasquatch after a while was because this one died.
Yeah, because I think they're smaller too. But
yeah, but that's
just made a comment about being between 6 and 7 feet tall. Now, I know, if I remember right, it was back, I don't know, somewhere in the late 1800s. They were getting reports that it was between 5 feet tall and 13 feet tall, and between 300 and 1,000 pounds, and it was kind of all over the place. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like she said, that ghost girl there. Forgive me, I don't know who you are, but she kind of hit it on the head for me, because it's fallen more in line, like Richie just said, you know, with the whole Bigfoot theory, and for me, anyways. You know what I mean?
I feel the same. Why else would they be hostile? They're
right.
You know, you get a dog or an animal with scabies or whatever, some kind of an infection or something like that. Good job, Ghost Girl. Thank you, by the way. That is Brandy, a very good friend of ours and a family member of the BanterWithRichieB squad. So thank you so much for your great question and insight. But yeah, I believe that's a sick Bigfoot. I mean, if I saw a report over time of 10 of these in a span of 20 years happening at that size and all that stuff, then I would start looking because of different things. Because if you think about it, they discovered something they called like a missing humanoid, whatever, hominin, and not too long ago, and he's smaller and he's this, and then there's the Neanderthals, and then there's this type of human, and then there's this type. So there's all types of all of us.
Right.
For many, many years, we evolve and change. And that's what I believe Sasquatch is. I believe they have their own evolution, their own ways of kind of growing into the society that they're in. Okay.
Now that I agree with you, and it goes back even like the Cherokee. They had something about, I guess it translated somewhat into like the Devil Man or something like that. But they even had reports of the Ohio Grassman.
Yeah.
In that area, the Cherokee, I guess, way back when.
Yep.
And it just, you know, there's just so many reports of it that you can't dismiss it. You know what I mean? You really can't. I mean, it's everywhere.
Well, that's the other thing is the nesting is what separates them.
Yeah.
You know, they found the nesting. That's gave them.
I seen a picture of that, Rich. It's unbelievable.
is there a protocol for in the event you find a body of one? Because I can't even get Fish and Game to admit to it.
Yeah, you keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, has mountain lions, never mind something like this.
Oh, that's my brother.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, well, you know, this is the thing. And I'll give you a little bit of my vision. And I've talked to a few people around the New England
Better not be holding out on me.
I almost went somewhere I probably even I shouldn't have. Don't you worry about that, baby. But no, I'm not. I did talk with Tinsley, the Vogels, and Gene Tewksbury. You were one person I wanted to include in that as well. We have a vision for New England. And to answer your brother's question, there will be a place for you to go if that happens.
Sure.
And we are planning to put together the best of the best, and have our own domain. Let's put it that way. You will be hearing about it very soon. I have many visions. Some don't come to fruition. Other people don't, reciprocate, and that's okay. But I think I have a good cause, a good reason, and a good plan in place now to bring everybody together, the best of the best in this area, and put something together that's worthy enough for everybody to kind of participate in, and to lock down the New England borders, because I think it's very, very crucial that that happens, right? Because I believe if you're going to find Bigfoot and you're going to study Bigfoot and you're going to research Bigfoot and you're going to do the Jane Goodall thing with Bigfoot, you're not going to do it in a big, vast area. It's not going to happen.
You got a network.
But yeah, but New England as itself, without borders, is a vast area.
Mm-hmm.
But with borders, compared New Hampshire, compared to Alaska, Massachusetts compared to BC, British Columbia, right? Rhode Island compared to the Pacific Northwest. There's not a lot of space here, comparatively speaking. Why would you go out and look in millions and millions of acres for an ant? Because that's what he becomes, is an ant. When he's right here in my backyard, and I tried telling people this, and some people thought I was nuts, but I'm not. And I know what I lived, and I know why I'm here today. And I'm telling you right now, you can either look in 94 acres where I've been looking, a little bit more now because we've added a few acres to our research area, and constantly go over it, or you could get yourself 10,000 acres and walk around the rest of your life and maybe find a tree branch that's bent. That's up to you. You know what I mean? So we do have a plan in place, and that'll answer your brother's question.
The thing that I look at is they're going to be creatures. I would think that they're creatures of habit, and they're going to go back to where life is good. I mean, they're going to go back to where they can eat, sleep, drink, where they know that they're not going to be invaded on from outside sources, whether it be me, you, or anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Places where they can hear and see from a distance, but not have their cover taken from them.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I mean, sure, mountainous areas are really good, like out where the Vogels are. I mean, you get out into Savoy, Florida mountain, out that way. Oh my God!
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's all apex country. You know what I mean?
I know, man.
It's huge out there, and it's beautiful country, and it's perfect habitat.
But
it ain't for you or
no,
me.
No. And the beautiful part is, and I always bring this up when we discuss our trips out with the Vogels. I'm a structure guy. I'm not shy about that. It just makes sense. I mean, to me, if you're a primitive being and you're trying to survive, you need structures in order to survive, whether it is for nesting, whether it is for changing direction of game, whether it is identifying a clan, whether it is, for artwork because you're bored. It makes sense to me for everybody to boo-hoo it because it's not science is also silly to me, because I don't know if anybody realized this is not a scientific area of research because we don't have anything scientific.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
I disagree with that.
We don't. What do we have?
You've got tracks, you've got video, you've got sound.
Not scientific.
To me, it is.
To us, it is. To a scientist, it is not.
Why? Because they haven't found it?
Well, yeah.
Oh, there you go then.
Look how they behave on the other side then.
Neither's black matter yet. They keep changing it. They keep chasing it. They keep looking for it in the cosmos, string theory. They can't prove none of it, but they've been studying it for 45 years.
I know. I'm with you, bro.
Well, Kelly, Kelly, look at your casting. How do you know it's not a double print? That's what they'll say, even though you get what I'm saying. Like that's their scientific thinking, but really, it's like fact that physical facts, evidence that you find.
I was
some of the castings that Dr. Jeffrey Meldrum has had and seen and possesses is just astronomical. And you know what? People can tell him until they're blue in the face that they're not real. Some of them you just can't deny.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I tell everybody with a couple of castings that I have, there's something. They're a footprint. They're not my footprint.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And they're not the ones out there. They're not the ones chasing the bushes. They're not the ones rattling on the trees. They're not the one chasing, down pathways and game trails.
Mm-hmm.
So I write them off like I do string theory.
Right. You have to have boots on the ground. If you ain't got, don't show the map. I mean, everybody's gonna know right where that is with your amazing artwork.
Oh no, I'm not showing nothing.
Show the map. Show the map.
Tell me. Oh, I saw that. I caught it. I know right where you are now. That's that dirt bridge.
The bridge.
He's over here.
Bridge out there.
He's over here before the show showing me this scribble paper he's got. He's like, this is where this is. This is where that is. And I'm like, all right. Put your fucking blocks away, all right?
I'll put the crayons away for you. But Dehu, I had a flasher for Dehu.
Get a fucking playpen and go take a nap in your little playpen.
You tell him to stick with the boom.
Yeah, stick with the boom. Exactly. But I get what he's trying to do. No, I like what he's trying to do. He's trying to draw where our structures are throughout the area of Reese.
Did you just say fort?
No.
Well, no, because I mean, I have a map.
Did I say fort? Who said fort?
I think so.
Yeah.
He's trying to show you guys where our love shack is in the woods. That's right, Jim. Welcome to Wojo's Tree Fort, where pants are not allowed, but loving is. Back to you, Kelly.
Warm hugs are always available.
So Kelly, like me and Richie, we were invited out with the Vogels. They asked us to come by and we.
Go ahead, Wojo. Tell them about the Vogels. Tell them about the Vogels. Tell them.
So we went out with the Vogels, and we found some tracks.
How'd that make you feel?
These tracks were sexy, man. Sexy.
Just slide right into them.
Richie pulled out his Scaniverse. We pulled out our measure.
Did you do a side-by-side comparison?
So we find these in the mud.
Yeah.
On the by a pond. But we found it was like 3 sets of tracks. But this one came out beautifully, okay? And they stepped on they have one where it stepped over a rock. It was like 17 by 7 inches wide. And again, they casted their footprint, and we were physically there. Just we found them all together.
Yeah.
And like I said, as for the science wise, some people were saying that it could be a possible, double step or this and that. And, again, scientists to me is just really.
Well, I'm sorry. You seem to be struggling with this. So what happened was I held up a picture. We found a footprint. The Vogels had it casted in dental bone. There was a rock in it, so you can actually take the rock. It's like a little puzzle. You can put the rock in, take the rock out. It's a clear print, a nice print. And I held it up, and the Vogels had put it up on, I think it was Cobble Mountain Critter Festival page, and this donkey comes on and says, that's a double bear step. How do you call yourself a researcher if you don't know what a Squatch print looks like? I don't know. I never met the guy. I looked up to him, and I actually wanted to go squatching with him at one point. But I never met him. I don't know him. And I was pretty fucking pissed because he put my face on the internet, whether he was talking about somebody else he didn't like or not. I was the one holding the print, and you could see who I was, and you could see my shirt, and I'm holding this print, and he's calling me a fucking hoaxer.
Yeah,
and,
but you're out there and he's not.
Yeah, and it's just a fucking mouth, and he funds the 4-letter world over there, and because they didn't find it. Because they didn't find it, then it wasn't real. And then I made a couple of comments that made sure that got back to him, and then he wanted to, call me a classy guy. Just that stupid shit. And that's not what I'm here for. You know what I mean? I'd rather just go back behind the woodshed, punch you in your fucking mouth. You punch me back. We give a big hug. I'll buy you a beer. I'll sip a coffee, and let's get the fuck over it. I'm not here for that shit. I'm here to research. I don't care about money. I don't care about fame. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean?
I've been called everything under the sun. It don't even faze me anymore. I don't care.
Yeah, but I don't want that. But I don't want that put on the internet with my face when I got 7 kids. Because if you bring any shit to my fucking house, I'm coming to get you. Straight the fuck up.
The bottom line is there's no discussion. There's no like questions, All right, Rich, the X, Y, and Z. But really, we found it with the Vogel brothers. And,
it's a badass print.
It's a badass print.
Yeah.
Now, what part of Western Mass were you in?
Oh, we were right on October Mountain, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. October Mountain. That's right.
Bro, we were right in their research area, and we were walking around, and there it was, dude. And I believe there was 2 of them. It's just the other one wasn't. The other one was in a different position, and it looked different. But I looked back at it and researched it further because I did the Scaniverse, and I would sit at my house spinning it, and I'm like, dude, that's a print. And the other one though was a print, and you could even tell that he stepped and pushed off to the right to get to the tall grass to hide, hide his next print. You could tell that's what he did because the rock came loose from the dirt. But that's the other thing. Before you shit on people, if you don't know the context of a conversation, if you don't know the context of a picture, if you don't know the context of a piece of research, shut your mouth, ask questions first, then you're welcome to debate respectfully all you want.
Agreed.
But don't just shit on somebody. That's ridiculous. And don't put their face on the internet and then act like a tough guy or act surprised when they get pissed at you and want to slap you. Duh. Fuck is wrong with you? Oh, what a classy guy he is talking shit about me. I don't even know you. You put my face on the internet, call me a hoaxer. Clown. Not that you watch my show, but if your friends do, make sure you forward this to them. Clown.
And that's why researching is important. That's why I don't think there's enough researching going on, especially in our state.
But something to think about, Wojo. Think about this, okay? You guys are out there all the time, like us, and yet you're still being told that you're a hoaxer, or it can be explained away, or a lot of people are afraid to come forward about things. They don't want to talk about it because they don't want that humiliation. You know what I mean?
Right.
Me and Mike get a lot of calls, and Dale scanned. Dale, he goes through a lot of he's my moderator and stuff. He takes care of a lot of people coming in and out of the group and stuff. People are afraid to come forward, and when they do, they want to be unidentified.
Right.
You know what I mean? They want to be anonymous, things like that. It's like, how can you bring evidence to the table and have it be anonymous, where people don't want to be seen, they don't want to be heard, they don't want to be interviewed, you know what I mean? Everything's on either the phone or on paper. They don't want their likeness being used. It's difficult because they're afraid of the humiliation and the backlash from people that are the naysayers,
Right.
And it's no different than what happened to you and Richie, I mean, I've been down that road 100 times.
Well, and this is what we're trying to do is go to these town halls, have these discussions, because, where we are in the Bridgewater Triangle, we are finding a lot of stuff, and no one can tell me there's nothing going on in here because we got spooked twice.
The Bridgewater Triangle has been a hot spot for a lot of activity on a lot of levels,
right?
Not just Bigfoot. I mean,
correct.
But we're out there like 2-3 times a week, and we're finding we're finding evidence left and right. Second of all, that. It's just when you combine all this evidence together, we know that something's there. This is why, this one particular spot we've been going to, why go anywhere else? We know there's been there's been other areas that's happening, but you know what? Stick with the hot spots. And when we were up at the Charming Fair Farm, me and Richie spoke to quite a few people, especially young kids, of their experience that, obviously they were, it was nice enough that they were sharing with us because they felt comfortable of all right, that we all have experience. You know, it's not like they're going to go to the police where police can say you're crazy or anybody else, you know. And this is why we need, you know, more researching, more researchers of this elusive creature.
Well, you know, it was great because when we were at the Charm and Fair, like you said about the kids, I mean, they were coming up left and right talking to us.
Yeah.
You know, and between the Bigfoot and the Woods Devil thing, they were all about it.
Yep.
But where I got the best prints I've got was less than a mile and a half from one of the kids that came up with his buddy and told us the story that they saw this thing. And they literally gave me the location within like 100 feet from their home.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, holy crap, you know, this is under a quarter of a mile from where I was.
Yeah.
And when I pulled the mother aside and I told the mother, and she's like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah. And I told her XYZ where I was standing.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh my God, that's right around the corner. I mean, I drive by there on a daily basis.
Yep.
You know, so it was like, it was great that they got their validation, but it was great for me because they put the same spot on the map as I was in.
Yeah,
so I was,
so
you know,
cool.
I was.
That's validation. He's getting ready to go.
You know what I mean?
I put up the restream link for the audience. Very brave thing to do, but I got moderators, so I'm not exactly that brave. But if you have a question you want to ask or you want to jump in and tell a story real quick, we get a few minutes with Kelly Porter, and we want to use them all up. Trust me. We only waited, 6 years or something. So if you would like to do that, jump in. You can. If not, you're too shy. That's fine. So yeah, that's that, and that talks a lot, and I get fired up about it because I worry about my kids, and sometimes with this stuff, it can be dangerous. And we dealt with the Henniker incident, and you were there in the background, and that got heated real fast.
Sure.
And that can get dangerous. And I got little babies here still. I might be a 53-year-old man, but I got a 20-month-old and a 5-year-old and a 14-year-old and 13-year-old, people to protect. And when you go pulling shit like that, that's the wrong way to do it. You want to have a nice, healthy debate. Hey, by the way, this is what I think it looks like, and have that. I don't even care if you say it's a double bear track. Then I will feed you the context, and then you can come back and have an intelligent conversation, which will only improve the possibilities in this field by being respectful. What did it get us for him being accusatory? Now I'm never going to talk to him. I don't give a fuck to meet him now. If I do meet him, but anyways, it just changes everything. Whereas it could have been, hey, it was great talking that time on Facebook, bro. Nice to meet you in person, Yeah, here's some further context there. Hey, check it out. I got here on my phone. This is where we were. This is the area. Notice there was a rock in it, and it was, it was broken off from the dirt, and it looked like it went to the right. And you could have that context given you as I saw that one time in my area, except it was with a stick. And then we have a conversation. But now that's all gone. There's no chance of that helping the field at all. Nothing. And
you know what me and Mike run into a lot is, and Dale is, we get people that get upset with us because we don't respond back to them on situations and make a phone call to them. We get hit with a lot of reports. And it's hard to keep up with everybody, and people get lost in the shuffle. I mean, when you've got 75, 80 reports coming in a month,
delish,
and you have to file through them and see what's credible and what's not. And people do get lost in the shuffle, and we don't mean for that to happen. But I got a couple people that are all pissed off because I haven't gotten back to them. It's like, I'm only one person. I can only get back to you so fast. It's winter. There's nothing going on.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have something happening right now? And then they get mad at you because you kind of put them on the back burner.
Right.
Well, let me get out there the next time you have something going on. Or when the weather breaks, we can look around and see where you were at that time. And they take that. People get offensive about that, and they get mad at you, and they get pissed off. And then they start, they start with the insults and the naysaying and the slinging, and you got to let it run off your back because it's going to come back around.
Right. I mean, because this is because what we're discussing is like firsthand knowledge. Like we're right there. This is why we go on live. This is why we share to everybody. Never mind like some Joe Schmo that writes a freaking book and then reading to everybody. Well, this is what Joe says. I can care less what Joe says. Is Joe out in the woods? No. He's sitting on his fat ass collecting a paycheck. And this is why I don't really care about all that. All I care is about firsthand knowledge, firsthand, getting out in those woods, and then have these fun like tree structures. Like, do you find like in your areas of research, have you found like any structures, or have you heard like rock clacking, tree knocks in your area?
Real rapid clacking, like, and I mean, I've heard that same sound with like otters next to the water breaking open, like shells and stuff like that.
Yep.
You hear it, and you're not near water. That makes a big difference. You know what I mean? And I have heard that, like that rock clacking, but it's always been in a higher elevation. The 2 times that I've heard it was in a higher elevation. One time I heard it, I was in North Adams, Massachusetts, up on Mount Greylock. Yeah. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with that is or not, but it's out in the Berkshires.
Yep. Tallest mountain.
Because there's so many people, infesting the area, it's contaminated with people all the time. It could have been somebody doing it. You know what I mean? But the next time I heard it, I was back here in New Hampshire, and it was like, I knew I was the only person out there because I was hunting. It was quiet, But like my brother just popped up on me. I don't mean to go sideways, but he actually works for the lineman, power lines and stuff like that. He's a lineman.
Yep.
And there's a ski jump up in northern New Hampshire, and he was up there, and they actually had some action. You talk about a handprint and stuff like that, and he have you ever seen the mats that they travel around on, like when they go out in the woods and stuff like that, the big wooden mats? They're like 2,500 pounds. They're all made out of oak.
Right. They have to drive on them. Yeah.
Right. They drive on them. Yeah. Well, they were in charge of building that road in through the woods up in New Hampshire. And I guess from what I gathered from him was they actually had one of them mats picked up and thrown.
Wow.
During the night while they were gone, they came back and that mat was thrown. And no bear could have done that. I mean, you're talking 2,500 pounds.
Right.
Something literally picked that up and moved it. Yeah. And if I recall the story correctly, this just happened a couple years ago for him. You could see the handprint in the frost.
Right.
From where it was grabbed, and it was in the marks of the fingernails where it had dragged across and it tossed it. I mean, I ain't saying it tossed it, 50 feet, but it pulled it off. Just to pull it off the pile, that's quite a feat.
Wow.
You know what I mean? You're talking 2,500 pounds of wood. That's not light.
Right.
And he, that kind of, I mean, my brother's not afraid of a whole hell of a lot. You know what I mean? I've seen a couple women he's been worried about. He's not afraid of a whole lot, but that kind of, I could see it in his eyes. You know what I mean? That made him nervous about that. You know what I mean? To be up there in them woods by himself with just one other person. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'd like to get up there at some point, but I think that's where the idea, the handprint came from for the question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I think it's great. I think guys like your brother being out there like in those areas, man. Does your brother do research? 800. Are you into Bigfoot? Does he believe in it? Does he think you're nuts? How does it go?
Oh, he knows I'm nuts, but he believes in the. Well, I believe that he feels strongly about the existence of something like Sasquatch, Bigfoot, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if he has personally ever seen anything himself because, well, he sometimes keeps things to himself. You know what I mean? He's not one known to go around talking about things that excite him a little bit.
Would he go on an expedition with you? That's what Richie was asking.
Yeah. Does he go? Has he gone out?
Yeah, he wouldn't be afraid to do that.
Yeah. Has he ever?
He has not. Then again, I've never asked him.
As I say,
time out. We're not getting any younger, boys.
But he's better looking than me. And he takes the limelight off me, and it pisses me off.
Yeah, but you'll be in the woods. Don't worry about it. Nobody cares about Bigfoot, and you're slow. You're probably slower, anyways. He's gonna get you first, bro.
Oh yeah, he's built like a Bigfoot.
I told that same with my brother.
Run me.
That's how I know that. That's why I bring Wojo with me. I can run faster than him. I would never bring anybody that can run faster than me out in the woods, okay?
You'll just break Wojo's leg and let him get eaten, right?
Yeah. Listen, 800 and Kelly, I want you two to go as brothers out researching. And I tell you what, I got my brother and all my nephews when they came up from North Carolina to basically say their goodbyes to my mom. And I was like, come on, while you're up here, we're going to go out and do a live on YouTube. And they came and they jumped in and they went out with us. And it's just an event that you don't ever forget.
Right.
And they got to see things and share things and have their own opinions and thoughts. And we found a print and we found structures and we had so much. We heard things.
Tree knocks, movement, like walking in the woods. Sick.
It was awesome. And it's something you guys as brothers will never, ever forget. Don't let that go to waste. We're not getting any younger. I'm 53. How old are you?
53.
53, man. You got to get out with your brother. You have to.
Oh, I'm not saying we ain't had fun times in the past.
Listen, I'm telling you right now. No. Listen, Porter brothers. You two are getting together and you're going to the woods and you're going to have a moment for damn sakes. Okay? And like oh yeah, Vikings don't hug.
We might clank hammers or something like that. No, let me take that back.
Oh, jeez. Did you hear what Porter just walked himself into the door? How many beers have you had?
I don't know. I don't keep track of that stuff.
Hello, Sherry.
I've had more beers than I have encounters. Let's put it that way.
You know what time it is, Wojo? I'm out here in the wood. We are clanking hammers.
Yeah. You want to feel my thunder, Mama?
Porter getting into it. I was looking over at my microphone and this sexy voice came and I was like,
hi, Sherry.
Shield behind this hammer.
Now, this music will make you say stupid shit. Sherry, Diane, Hernandez, thank you for coming by. Appreciate what
this girl wants to give you a kiss. She looks at you and says, I want some of that jelly.
You got any peanut butter?
Welcome to the show.
Dog ate it all.
Listen, if you're new here, we do talk about Bigfoot. Anyway, check out Animal Expedition Files, by the way, at 8 o'clock, YouTube and Facebook. Go over and check out his show. I don't know who his guest is. I think something Gladden, maybe. I saw it as it was broadcasted. If you're here, Animal, you could put that up. Let's see. How many wine coolers? Carlos says how many wine coolers? Skin sword. Look at your brothers. I don't know if I should put this up. I'll probably get kicked. Skin
sword and paddle bags.
Oh my God. Anyway,
I'm ready, you bloody bastard.
Yes. So listen, we have a jelly porter. So we do a lot of research. We have a lot of conversation on this show. We show a lot. Dave Gladden, thank you. We show a lot of evidence on this show, but we are human and we like to have fun and we are adult and
sure.
You know what I mean? I don't apologize for that. I just give you a heads up. And if you can't get into that, I would suggest you just run now because you should have ran 2 hours ago. Imagine that long? Dude, almost 2 hours. Can you imagine that, dude? How fucking chill are we, bro? Like seriously, like we just vibe right in, and that's the beauty of I love this show like that.
Yep. Have some fun, man.
It's just everybody just kind of blends in together and makes it into a show. It's like I just happen to be hanging with a friend and sharing it with people. You know what I mean?
Hey, I'll tell you, I really think we should do something on that whole history thought that we had in the beginning of this.
The history
the history conversation about, America and all that at some point. You know what I mean?
Oh, I would love to. Listen, I'm a wicked buff about it. And they talk about the Vikings being over here in like the year 1000. I think they were more here in the year 800-ish.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
They were mining copper out of here. The Greeks were 10,000 years ago. I mean, come on.
Yeah. So, I mean, it just, my point was that they're not even close by 200 years. So it could be infinity.
And then the Italians showed up and screwed everything up.
Italians didn't show up.
They didn't even bring pizza.
I know. Columbus? Is that what you're talking about? Columbus?
You didn't even make it to the Outer Banks.
No, there was. All right. So the ones who created America were the Knights Templar. They were the ones who created the currency system that we now live in. That tells you everything you need to know. You don't have to look at the Illuminati on the dollar bill to know that. Right? The Knights Templar are the ones who created it.
You would be correct.
I am. I'm a historian. You can't. I'm telling you, especially the Knights Templar. I love that, dude. Don't even get me started. I love it.
Cool. I love that.
Oh my god, yeah. So that's skin tone battle.
I know a guy that's yeah.
Love that. Sparky's yelling, Wojo, let's do the wheel. What? I'm sorry, what'd you say? I'm getting yelled at.
You want to see the whole family when we're together. It's terrible.
Oh, D-Hoot wants to know if there was prints by the water today. I don't know. They're inconclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're inconclusive. So we do have 10 minutes left, and I do want to bring in our friend Tim Vogel right here. Say hello to Mr. Kelly Porter.
Hey Tim, how you doing?
Hey, Pony Boy.
How's
everybody doing?
Look at the legends I got in my house. I just love this, man. It's always nice having Tim here. And was Eric getting any luck getting in? Do you know?
Yeah, where's Grassman? I mean,
Tim's like, I am not. Stop asking me that question. I am not his effing keeper, Rich.
Yeah, I can tell you, Eric's not an IT guy.
No, we all know that now. I mean,
but having said that, he does pretty well, with the recorders and all that stuff. They usually die and the batteries go dead, but generally not Eric's problem.
Oh, does that mean he's older than me, Richie? Your claim to fame was I was an old man. I didn't understand it.
Yeah, no, he's slower than you.
I don't know about that.
Well, no, the internet is different. You know what I mean? The internet is different. The way that everything interfaces with each other. Like I've had to learn. Like my kids are amazed. Like they go on my social media. Like, how do you get all those followers? Like, what? My kids. I'm like, dude. Any way I can talk and meet another human, I will do it. 100%.
Maybe we should put the kids on.
No, they suck at it. They're looking at my stuff, praising it. What the fuck's that even mean, Wojo? Huh? What do you got? Oh,
hi, Kelly. It's good to see you, bud.
Hey, can we listen at the Cobble Mountain Critter Festival? Can we have a fire starting expose and have Wojo show everybody how to start a fire?
That'll be no problem, kid.
I'm about to,
like a contest who can burn the string first. Or
no. Make him a presenter of the fire starters and have him go and start a fire because he's so good at it. Let's show everybody how. And what I'm going to do before he gets there, I'm going to be like, I'm going to go around on the face. Listen, I'm going to go around on my. I'll have my speaker going or something. Be like, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Meet the fire starter who claims he can start a fire in 30 seconds flat.
Tim, was it you or was it Eric?
That was never my claim. That was my brother Eric. That was all him.
Yeah, it was Eric. He said, Richie, use three fingers and blow.
Of this whole thing, I was talking paranormal stuff with Andy. And we were having our own good time. It was,
yeah. Well, I'm about to get to the bottom of this, okay? All right, because I was buns up and begging, and you guys were making fun of me about a fire. All right, I lit a fire. You know how it was at Charm and Fair, Mr. Porter. It was absolute rain everywhere. Everything was soaked, and I said, yeah. You guys should have went out with us that night, but I was like, I'm gonna start a fucking fire here tonight. I don't give a shit. And I did. I got a fire going. I was on my hands and knees, and
I'm bringing wood. All I saw was smoke, and that was it.
Yeah.
And then Eric's going, Wojo, he's not using the three-fingered technique.
Yeah. Telling me to blow on like this.
I'm blowing from a distance, and it's getting higher and higher.
Wojo walks over and drops a branch on it. The thing goes, woof, woof.
Must be a Massachusetts thing.
Wow.
Yeah, could be. He did well. It was a good job. Hey, look at that night. Didn't we get a squatch activity? We had a tree push or something. That was that same night. So that was a good deal.
I know. We invited Kelly and Tinsley and them, but they
got scared. They wanted to go and cuddle in the hotel room together.
I was horrified. I was like 7 miles from home.
Yep.
How many?
Hey, it was timing for sure that night. That was, I mean, what the hell? And then that was quite the it was
three fingers and
a cool experience, and a whole bunch of us were there.
Well, that was the beauty of it, is that it was fall. It was fall preceded the knocks, and we all kind of approached it. There was this birch tree bent over the pathway, and I had my knocker. I was doing right, and I was like bang, 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 and we just sat there. And I remember I watched on the video. It was about 45 seconds after that.
you know how we are with structures and stuff like that. I'm on the fence. You know, I'm not totally against them, and I'm not totally for them.
You're
But
willing
what
to.
you just said was, as we walked down the trail, we came to that structure, and it wasn't moments after the knocking, and then so all of that was within the vicinity. So that's, you know, within the realm of what we heard. You know, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, probably pushes a tree like a Bigfoot.
Well, I kept saying, I kept hearing snaps in that general direction.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I remember.
In the path, Kelly, it just kind of like, you know, does a C, you know, take a big elbow, and it was like kind of like in that vicinity, like in the middle.
Yeah.
That's a lot of woods over there. You know, I mean,
In the middle.
talking about that. That's a big area. You know,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
Could have been that.
one area.
Could have been the festival, Kelly. Could have been the festival. Could have been the draw, maybe. You know, it's pouring rain. No one else is doing anything. Yeah. Could have been the draw.
I think it was. Hello, Michelle Wilfong. How are you? I think it was the draw. I think it was the curiosity. I thought it was pretty amazing, and I think there was no coincidence that it was right after Knox, 45
And there
seconds.
was a lot of food cooking. I mean, you know what I mean? There's a lot of sound. You got all the animals. There's farm animals all around up there. I mean, there's a lot to draw something in you. I mean, any animal.
Right. And I think the garbage picker, you know, Bigfoot would be, that might be an opportunity, you know, just to check it out.
Well, I believe they're creatures of opportunity anyways. You know what I mean? A lot like a bear is. You know what I mean? If they find something, if it's edible, they're going to take advantage of that. You know.
I think a lot of creatures are. I think a lot of at least path of resistance, so to speak. And that's one of the biggest theories I have on the deer as they're walking through the woods and the changes of the environment and all that stuff. That least path of resistance gets taken away from them. And I think that's what startles them enough to delay them enough to get their legs broken. So I think that all that is into play. With that said, what I was thinking of doing was, like I said, was I'm calling Charming Fair Farm this week. I'm going to try to get up there early. And if I have to spend the night by myself, I absolutely 100% will. Like I want to be out there at that maple shack, and I want to have like a tent set up. It'll be away from the fair itself. So there's no reason why we can't hang out, stay the night there, and then come back to the area. It's right around the corner, but it will be out on the tree line. You might not even have to leave the fire, to be honest with you, because if you think of where that maple shack is here, and where we heard that tree push over here, it ain't that far, man.
No,
it's not that far at all. It's right. You would have heard that if you were sitting at the maple shack. So everybody get their minds going, because what am I saying? 21st and 22nd of June.
I'll be right back.
Oh.
Okay,
Sorry to bother you. I'll be right back.
You're not bothering us. We know you had 32 beers and you got to go take a piss.
I do.
Yeah, I know what's happening. I'm not dumb. Not my first rodeo, son. We'll leave his cool setup right there because I like to look at it. But I think everybody.
Well, now that he's gone, I'll show you that cast.
There it is.
There's that cast.
I know, and I'm sorry, I get heated about it, and I'm not trying to bring any negativity to the festival. I just obviously that offended me, and it always will. It's very bothersome that somebody would try to do that to somebody.
Well, that very same cast we sent off, and Dr. Meldrum said, you know, it has potential.
That's right. So we're in the edge.
You know, and we've sent off a few of them, and he's come back with, you know, not so much because it's within. But this one he liked. He said it had potential. You know, without getting the deep dive into a one track, possibly two. Yeah. You know, that's as good as you can get in the Bigfoot world. That's as good as you're going to get. Right. You know, from Dr. Meldrum, is that's possible. Now, Kelly, now that he's not here, I'll say that looked like a really great track.
I like that. That was crazy.
that was like really cool. Man.
You know, it's small screen here. I can't really tell it, but that looked like it's pretty decent. You know,
dude, I like that one. That was really cool. I wish I had noticed it more when I was there. It's so much going on. It was pretty crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So do you have the rock right there that fits in it? Well, I think the rock is so significant.
Yeah.
You know, people don't understand the importance, to me, of that rock.
Yeah. So you got the track. The muddy part here is in the ground. That's in the ground. That's where he stepped. And this rock.
Yeah. No, you're wrong. Up and down. Yeah. Yep.
It goes right there.
Look at that, perfect. I mean, it's
It's significant because it's two pieces of evidence in one.
So when we pulled this cast after you guys had left, we built that. Remember the hut we built?
Yeah.
We did the same thing with the juvie tracks, potentially up in Savoy. So that's where we did that.
Right.
It panned out. The track was saved.
Yeah.
And this is the track that we have right here.
Yep. That's the real deal.
So what we're looking for now within your network is maybe getting some silicone replacement, because we don't like pulling these things out a lot.
No. Yeah,
because we don't want to break them and stuff. And so we're looking at potentially having tracks made of these silicone tracks.
What's up, buddy? Now you got to show. Now you got to show them again. Here's the one I was showing. Flip it around. You got it backwards. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
That's the one I have a picture with on the internet. And
that's awesome.
Somebody chewed us apart. Now look at, here's the rock.
That rock fits right in there.
Yeah, bro. Isn't that huge?
That was the first thing that we noticed is that, is that rock. It just shimmied. It just shimmied like Richie said.
Yeah, and you can see it
going. It's like a push off going towards to the right on this grassy knoll.
Yeah, and it displaced the position of the two toes and everything.
Correct.
It lifted them. You know what I mean?
That was fast. I don't know if you could see it. Probably shining.
Yeah, we could see. Yeah, but we could see the arch of it.
Yeah.
You see that bend?
For sure.
It's pretty cool.
And the significance of it. So you guys all know on my YouTube, TikTok, wherever, Facebook, I have a 3D rendering of that track on Scaniverse.
That's the one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so that one there came from Felton Pond, the one they were talking about earlier.
Right.
October Mountain State Forest. It was July 3rd, 24.
Yep.
And we were all there.
It was awesome.
I think I have 11:37.
Yep.
Maybe that was the time.
What was the date on that again?
So, 17/7 is what it is. I'm sorry.
17/7, yep.
The date was July 3rd, last year, 24.
Yeah, because I was afraid of getting caught in traffic on the way back home, Woj.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow, that was pretty cool.
So that track went through some controversy. Yep. I took pictures of it and took I took the pictures Richie sent to me, send them off to Dr. Meldrum.
Yep.
I've sent him a number of other things, and he replied that this one had potential. So he didn't knock it. He didn't say no. This one has potential. It's got the size. It's got everything you need. Yep. The ones that Eric and I have brought in and sent to Dr. Meldrum before were smaller, and when they were within our scope of a foot. Right. So it's hard to say yet, even though they had character, and he mentioned that too. A couple of the toes went east and west. They were crippled. Something broke these toes and they went poof,
Right,
and it was the second and third digit on the toes, and they both went east and west, or north and south, whatever way he's facing. That's the direction they were facing, and it's clearly showed in the cast. But he said it had character, but it was small, so it was within our. Somebody else could have went out and broke a toe.
I've been wanting to reach out to him myself on a few things, but
dude, that cast you got is pretty sweet. Show that again. I got this little screen in front of me. You guys should blow it up for me.
Yeah, we can see it clearly. Oh, you mean far as he goes? Yeah. Hang on. Can you see that clearly?
Yeah, much better. Holy crap. Wow.
And he says that's fern stuck in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the fern.
Look at the top of that thing.
Look at that fern right in the top. Yeah, right in the middle top.
Dude, that's pretty sweet. That's heavy.
Yeah, I actually got two of them, a left and a right. So I was pretty fortunate. The right one's not quite as prominent on the digits, but it's still a pretty good cast. But what always got me was the ridge on the outside of the print. You know what I mean? On the outside of the foot.
Yeah, the cutoff. Yeah.
Yeah. See that ridge right here?
Yeah.
I mean that's pretty prominent of where the foot would roll.
Yeah, it's weight.
Yeah, right. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I just know it's not my footprint.
Hey, Kelly, what is the measurement on the toes? Like the width
that
of the toes?
would be worthy of sending off to Dr. Meldrum. And he's pretty approachable. You could probably send him a chat. Not that everybody in the world wants to hear that, but He's
Right.
pretty approachable, and if you're saying that's legit and it's legit, then I would have no problem sending it off to him. He'll give you his 10 cents. He'll tell you what it is.
I actually have the left and right here from it.
Really?
Yeah, the
Hey.
right sitting right there. I could hold them both up side by side to you right now.
Yeah.
Well, what are you waiting for?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't understand this.
Break.
What? No, what is going on? You've been up and down 3 times. You didn't grab the other foot. What kind of shit is this? This isn't
Time, Richie.
This isn't the Mike Tinsley show, dude. Okay, come at me with everything you got, girl.
Hey.
It's some pretty serious cast. That's
Oh,
pretty,
dude.
heavy.
I never seen him, but I mean, on the Channel Fair Farm, that is
What
badass.
is this?
Look
Wow.
at
This
that.
one isn't quite as prominent in the toes and stuff.
No, but it's there.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've had people say
Jesus
that this is a bad double step, but again, you can see that ridge
That's a huge
along
bear.
the
Double.
side. You know what I mean?
Was that a grizzly bear?
Yeah. You would
No,
have
I
a
mean,
bear, I'll tell you.
how big is that cast?
17.
I think they're a little more than 17 and a half long by almost 9 wide.
No, a big black bear is 9-10 inches hind foot, a
Right.
double step, big pad like that, dude. That is massive. That's big. That is
Yeah.
nice.
Because
It's
I
certainly
cut them up, I
within
cut
the
them
realm
up
of
with a claw, you know what I
question,
mean?
Yeah. All right, hold them up again. I got to show the close up because D Hoot's yelling at me.
All right, hold on.
Take your
Let
time,
them-
Calvin. Take your time. Don't break those things.
No, God, no. Please be
No.
careful.
That is awesome, dude.
Good Lord.
That is
I love
really.
those. I didn't even see them at Charming Fair
No.
Farm. I'm a little upset about this.
You had those at Charming Fair?
I did. They were sitting on my bear.
Ah, you had a
Just so
bear?
that there was a comparison, you know what I mean, between a barefoot and
Yeah.
this.
Right.
Wow.
You know,
I think that's unbelievable. Great job. And what is it cemented in? You said
it's plaster.
it's Poland plaster.
Just plaster a parrot like off the.
Yeah.
you know,
That's
wall.
what my first ones were because they were.
Well,
Got it.
regardless, those are super nice. Put the story in on something. Put it on paper, and send it off to Dr. Meldrum. First, send him a note. See if he'll tell him what
Yeah.
you got. And if
I
he's
think those are awesome, and those are some of the best ones I've seen in the
Yeah.
area.
Yeah.
And
Well,
the only
dude,
thing,
this was 2 of 17 that I was able to cast. The third one just didn't come out. I mean, it wasn't no promination or nothing. But there was 17 prints that you could see the
Yeah.
trackway, but you couldn't determine.
Yeah, that happened to us in October Mountain. We had taken 2 casts out of 6 or 7 potential. We knew they were steps, but they were so ambiguous it wasn't worth the plaster.
Right.
and that's what happens. But I think those are 2 of the good ones. Now, I'm going to tell you the other thing that I find that brings up. The one that we have brings it up a level is the activity with the rock. And I think the activity with the rock, if you go into the 3D rendering that I have and the pictures I have, you can see the separation from the dirt and the rock. It's a little line like this, like a backwards L, and you can see it separated. And that's, remember we were investigating, I was like, oh my God, it looks like it twists. It looks like it twisted and went up because we couldn't find it. We're looking everywhere for the other print. And I bet you went that way. And then I was like, look at the rock. You could almost tell that he pivoted on that rock and stepped into the tall grass. It was amazing.
Well,
So when
probably
you add-
hurt his foot.
I think that step,
Right.
Richie, Eric, I don't know if Eric's on here, but I think that step was like 50 something inches away.
56
so.
inches.
There you go.
56 inches. It was
So that's a good step.
That's an amazing
Plus,
step.
you had that. It was right after the tree,
Yeah.
right? There was a tree limb, the rock. So
Oh, yeah.
there wasn't like you had a good push off area. So that had to be like just a natural step because
I think he stepped over the tree and was like, oh shit. And then swung over,
Why not?
pivoted real fast because when you look at the rock in the dirt, you can almost see it tells you it's going to the right.
Yep.
And I implore you to go on and check out that 3D rendering I have and the pictures I have of the print that the Vogels, myself, and Wojo discovered up on October Mountain back in July of 24. Pretty amazing stuff.
For the
Well,
record, you said it was a potential. So in the Bigfoot world, that's pretty good.
Damn right it is.
Sure.
We'll take that. What was that, Kelly?
Oh, I was going to say the trackway that I found, they average between 48 and 50 inches
Yeah.
of
Stride.
distance between the steps. So, in my opinion, it wasn't in a hurry. It was comfortable in its area.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
so
no,
to
the stride changes, and that's what I try to tell people. I've seen them anywhere from 73 to 44. So it's just a size, terrain, the give a fuck level. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like the comfort
Yeah.
level of you know how comfortable it is versus how far and how fast it wants to travel to get out of harm's way or whatever it might be.
Right. The stride, Barbara, on the tracks from one to the next because he found 17 tracks in a row. And it was like we was talking about, like the ones in the snow that me and Wojo had. We had hundreds of them in the snow. Hundreds of them. Some of them you can see toe separation, some you can see heel, some you can see both. You know what I mean? But it was amazing. And you start getting, when you see a trackway, man, it's different. It is so different.
It stops you.
Kelly, what was so intriguing? What's so intriguing about that? What's so intriguing about Tim's foot was on the with the Felton Pond.
Whoa.
Felton Pond was like
Tim's
his Bigfoot cast. That the water receded, and he said that when we were getting close. But then I could see something like a mud print from a distance.
Yep.
And I just kept it to myself, like, all right, we're walking close towards it, and I'm like, hey, that's a footprint, because when I took a picture of that footprint, my foot is right there. At the time, like 300 pounds. I don't even put a dent in that friggin' it's like, Tim, what is it, like beach, like sand and dirt?
It's
like weird dirt.
Sand gravel mix, kind of dense.
Yep.
As you went down, it turned more silty into the pond.
It's like silt, yeah.
Good night, Sam.
And so where we took that print was the gravel and stuff is still in it. So it was still in that riparian from the pond to the normal water line. So it was always kind of dry. So it was
my point to you, Kelly, is that, what is it about, Richie? About 2 inches deep?
Yeah.
It was about 2 inches deep, and I didn't even put a dent of where I was standing.
No, sir.
Yeah, I couldn't make any tracks on it when I was walking there, and it just very, very impressive. Because I mean, it's all rock and
right.
Tim said that's awesome.
Yep.
You can see it's got I think a 5-inch heel.
Oh yeah, it's about 5 across. Yeah, that thing's beautiful, man.
Oh, Rich,
you look at that. You show me anywhere on that track where you would see a double bear print.
Yeah,
that's
really
no
cool.
double bear print.
What a fucking moron!
You can see the ball of the foot and everything towards the front of it, and
no,
it's
a sweet pick. I think Eric and Wojo set eyes on it first. Me and Richie were off, looking for
to the right. Yeah, you guys were above us.
I was like, Tim, I told you I didn't want to come with you. I'm right over there. I got up my Scaniverse. I'm like, yeah, look what I did.
Yeah, Richie, show up your cast. Show up your recent cast compared to these two.
What, the 8-inch one?
Yeah.
What's wrong with that one?
Oh no,
the juvenile cast that
but you show that to Kelly like real up close, because you can see again the padding, the lines.
I gotta go over there. Why are you yelling at me, Wojo?
I'm not yelling. I love you.
He's gonna speak over you.
This is the one that we took out of the ice. But the significance of it is you can see the toe here. Can you guys see that? I can't see my screen.
Yeah.
Go up a little higher.
A little higher.
Right there.
Yeah.
There's a toe here. You can see the little bitty toes. And then there's a crease line that runs in the middle like we do off our Bigfoot.
Yeah.
You see it? I have to move it around, but it's right here.
Yeah, no, you can see the digits there in that part. When you're
we're compacted in the snow.
Yeah, and you come from the side here. You can almost see the big toe kind of clamping down in the ice, and then as you roll it, you can see the ball right here.
That was a nice slush, Kelly, and then it froze, and then we put the casting on there, and then it froze over. Yep. So I had to grab a torch and
around barefoot. A little kid's running around barefoot in the slush in the woods.
Yeah.
What did you use to cast that? Was it plaster or
dental?
Dental, yeah, dental bone. All right, so obviously I let the show run over, but I have some legends in the house, and I didn't want to let them go. So, and Kelly, yeah, you, bro, and Kelly Porter was. I've been dying to get you on my show, and Wojo and I talked about it a lot. So we are super excited that you did. And
oh, as am I. I'm glad we were able to make it happen for sure.
yeah, no, it's just awesome, and it's funny because when you connect outside and you know you're doing our thing at Charm and Fair, and then you can kind of get in here and really have a conversation and get down to the nitty gritty, and then when you see each other after that, it changes a lot of things between you, and I think it's awesome. You know what I mean? And
no, for sure. And the four of us were all pulled in different directions at Charm and Fair every time
we're doing our own thing. Yeah, we're running our own show. That's what happens when you're doing that stuff, when you're presenting, you know. Tim, you got any updates on the Cobble Mountain Critter Festival before we go?
Not the festival itself. Everything is going good. To answer your question, Kelly, yeah, the intent was to have you guys have a speaker voice. We have it's an old stone, kind of like an old stone mansion, and there's a stone porch, and you guys will be on, all the speakers will be on the porch, and it's overlooking a fairly large field, and you'll have a speaker set up, and pretty good deal. There'll be no PowerPoint, no nothing. It's 45 minutes. You could do that probably standing on your head. So, you know, it's no big deal. Oh, okay, bye. Oh, there I am. Oh, well, see ya. They tossed me already.
I was gonna be okay. See you later, guys.
No.
No, so the Cobble Mountain Critter Festival, it's going to be June 7th, 2025. We're still looking for vendors. Anybody local, non-local, out of state, in-state, doesn't matter. We're looking for vendors. All kinds of vendors because it's UFO, cryptids, anything fun. And then we've got some interest in local agriculture like honey and those kinds of products as well. So anybody's got vendors that want to show up. We've got plenty of space, it's an outdoor festival. So we've got plenty of room. It's beautiful setting, all that good stuff. So
should I bring a booth and stuff like that, like I did over there at Charm Fair? Or
bring your booth, and set up just like you did at Charming Fair. And then RichiebB, we have a wonderful woman, Kathy. Killed her name.
You always mess it up. Just walk away, Kathy. Just say Kathy.
Kathy, we love you.
Hey, Kathy.
Hey, woo, Kathy. Anyway, she's going to be doing some emceeing for us as well. And she'll be calling out names for the speakers to get the people, where's this, where's that, kind of general stuff. And so there'll be plenty of you already have a time slot, just like the rest of these guys have time slots.
Great.
I didn't see my time slot, by the way, on that new event thing you have up.
On the ticket? Was it on the ticket where you purchased the ticket?
It was a weird event name of something. I don't freaking know, dude. I don't need a time slot. I'll just walk around talking to people.
Well, that was the general gist for you guys. That's your deal anyway. But if you go on the festival like you were buying a ticket, you can do the meet and greet and all that stuff. You guys have a time slot in there, I believe.
Oh, I'll have to look it up. We'll work all that stuff out. We just like to get updates and make sure we're all talking about it. Kelly, you got something you want to put on the Wheel of Weird tonight?
No, I don't think so. I think I'm good.
All right. How about you, Tim? You got something for the Wheel of Weird?
Wheel of Weird.
Let's go, everybody.
You know what? How about that?
The Jersey Devil.
That's already up there.
Oh, okay. Well, I like that one.
All right. Well, you can leave it if you want. Fine.
All right, Jersey Devil.
Don't need to yell, Tim. All right. And what do you say? Did you get one, Kelly?
Oh, I just didn't know about. Would you do a missing persons kind of thing?
We could have any topic we want on the Wheel of Weird.
How about the little girl that went missing from Florida Mountain out on Route 2?
I don't know anything about that. Is there a name of the story?
I don't remember her name, but she went missing back in the late 80s, if I remember right. Tim probably knows a little bit about it.
No, this is a first, Kelly. You're on your own, bud.
You're on your own. Yeah.
I just put it on the. I just put it on the wheel as wine coolers.
No, Kelly. There was
That
a
name
couple
sticks
of
with
kids
me.
that
I'm
were.
coming after you, Richie.
Anybody else? Any of my guests out there? Any of my audience? What do you got on the wheel of weird tonight? I'll take one or two. That's about it. Or whatever I decide. I'm not putting DMT on there right now. No, you took that off last time.
I will say if you're out March 19th, you can come see us at the Dalton Public Library. We're in Dalton talking.
Well, there
Nice.
you go. What is it?
Nice.
March 19th, next Friday night, 6 p.m. at the Dalton. Is it Dalton? You said
Dalton Free Public Library. Or
Dalton Free Public Library. The guest speakers there will be the Vogel brothers, man, talking about the Cryptid Festival and talking about Bigfoot in the area and Bigfoot and any other questions you got to throw at them. So you guys have been absolutely unbelievable tonight. I could have sat here longer with you guys, but I got to pee really bad.
I already did.
Yeah, no, we know. We're aware. But no, I could sit here all night talking to you guys, and it's just an honor to have you, even to be in you guys' presence. I really do value you guys and look up and respect you guys. Just so you know that it's not about kissing ass. It's about being a researcher, being humble, not having an ego, and realizing that people have been here before me and that have put their boots on and walked outside and just not pointed at people and talk shit. And that's very valuable to me as a person and as a researcher. And to know that you're my friends is even bigger and better. So I appreciate you guys for being here tonight. It means a lot to me. And I know Wojo got tattoos of both your names in a private area that we won't discuss. All right. So before you call,
love your stories, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, we're glad to be here. I'm sure I could speak for Tim. I'm sure he's happy to be here too. You know.
Yeah. A lot of fun. And Tim, Tim's going to be here pretty regularly. And we're right up to June. We're going to talk about the Cobble Mountain Critter Fest. We want everybody to kind of get on board. If you're not in the area, again, there are no excuses not to tune in. We will be live from the event, showing you the speakers. I will be walking around interviewing people, being silly, having fun, high five, and getting those kids involved. Like we talked earlier about the Charmin Fair Farm. We want to get the children involved. This is about the children. If you could go on the Cobble Mountain Critter Festival Facebook page and follow. If there's a way, Tim, is there a way to donate?
To donate, you could email me directly, through Wild Guide 1.
Yeah, it might be something you maybe want to look into, possibly putting up a way of donation, even if it's $1, 50 cents, anything at all that's going to help. Just like the jar on the counter at the store, you know what I mean? So, this is a project. This is not just a festival. This is a project. This is about getting kids outside, getting away from that screen, learning how to survive and live again if they ever, God forbid, had to out in the wilderness. Imagine that. And not only that, just get outside, have some fun, pick up a bow and arrow, pick up a BB gun, put up a target. You know what I mean?
Well, we're looking for legacy donors. This isn't just a festival. This is a full-time commitment. We're going to nonprofit status. This is a big deal. So we're looking to do this for a long term. We just simply take our experiences through Bigfooting. We share them through public speaking. Any funds that we get created, which isn't much, and then the festival will soon see those monies get divvied up into, youth outdoor education in a variety of different ways.
Good to you.
Yeah, well said. And that's exactly what's happening here. So make sure you guys participate in some way, whether it's just sharing the page, following the page, share somehow. That is
well, of course, you guys are sponsors, big sponsors.
Yeah, we love it. Yeah, as big as we can be, right? So we are worldwide, baby.
Worldwide.
So let's spin the wheel, baby.
Let's everybody say hi, Sean Kelly.
Oh, you didn't even put the music on, Rich.
I was late.
Yeah. Haunted items.
All right.
I got several within arm's reach.
Yeah. I'll on that one.
Fucking creep. No, I'm just kidding. No.
Oh,
So there it is. Next week's episode is haunted items. We will go over the next week's show probably tomorrow. But right now, next week's topic is haunted items. We'll eliminate it from the wheel. I will do that right now. Remove.
Good. So, I got something to talk about on that. So that'll be good for next week.
That's
Nice.
awesome. I'm just glad it didn't land on wine coolers because that would have got fucking weird. Well, I want to thank everybody for being here. You guys always participate and always rise to the occasion, and I appreciate you guys. And it's a fun show, and I hope it alleviates a little pressure of the work week, and you get to kind of breathe deep, have a few laughs, drink a few wine coolers, hang out with Kelly Porter and Tim Vogel and Steve the Wojo. I want to thank you all for being here. We had an amazing live investigation today. If you missed it, please go on the YouTube channel, like and subscribe, hit the notify button. Check out Breakfast with Bigfoot episode. That was today. It was amazing. It is 3 hours and 49 minutes long. You might want to do it in sections, but if you can hide for a little bit, definitely check it out. It was amazing. So thank you all for participating with my Bigfoot Saturday. Basically, this has been all about Bigfoot today. I've run late on everything. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. As I said, make sure you like and subscribe. Oh, yeah, Facebook I said too. But I just want to say I love you, Mama. I love you, baby Jack. I want everybody to keep climbing. We're going to get the hell out of here tonight. Thank you so much for sticking around. Thank you for the legends that hung out with me tonight. Mr. Kelly Porter, absolute pleasure and honor to have you here, sir. Tim, as usual.
Keep an eye on the New Hampshire Bigfoot page because there's some pretty cool things coming down the pipe.
What's the name of the New Hampshire Bigfoot page, Kelly?
The New Hampshire Bigfoot Society, Richard.
Hold on, speak up. We didn't hear you.
Make sure you get over to the New Hampshire Bigfoot Society and follow that page. He's up to a couple thousand dudes and chicks and everybody hanging out and doing Bigfoot stuff. Come on, get on board. Let's go.
I'd like to thank Mike Tinsley and Dale Mills for helping me out with it. It's a great. It's going to be getting pretty good here very soon.
Oh, it's growing a lot just at the time that I've known you, bro. I've watched that thing popping off. So don't be late to the show, people. Get on over there and follow that page, please. And follow the Call Them Out of Critter Festival page. Tune in to Dark Realm TV. Wojo, get us the hell out of here.
I've been already there.
Get out of here.
Well, thank you all for being on here. Happy Saturday. And we are home of the boom. Let's go. Boom.
There it is.
Go.
Come on, Porter. Come on, Porter. You got to do the boom.